Rolling.
We're stocking up on content over here, dude.
I just was not liking what you were saying. I'm sorry.
Just all around melted podcast life.
I shamu out of the pool.
And we both stay committed.
I fell in love. She also works at her great-grandfather's chocolate shop.
Make sure it's real nice and tight. By the way, I'm American and I have money to fucking spend.
I got money to blow. You trying to have the high life, baby girl?
For a girl. I'm more of a dowry kind of guy.
I'm more of an old school analog.
Viewers like you. This promotes a spiritual.
Please go out and support weird ass businesses. Now you big babies.
Hey. All right, we are fucking rolling, dude. I am here on a Saturday, Friday, Wednesday night.
Yes.
And it's fucking awesome. I'm here with one of my dearest friends, Austin. And me and Austin are dearest friends, and we're part of the white part of this podcast. And we
right
have
part, really.
White part, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna introduce you guys. Across from me, I have two of probably the more recognizable chefs in the restaurant bar community out in Phoenix, and fucking awesome people. Donnie Hawk.
Hello.
Round of applause for Donnie.
The round of applause for Donnie.
God.
Fuck yeah. We're going to find out a lot about you. I'm going to find out a lot about you. I'm stoked. Austin will find out a lot about you.
Smoke and mirrors. That's all it is.
That's okay.
Smoke and mirrors.
We all are.
Yeah, I'm mostly mirrors, but there's...
Also, if you're from Phoenix and you don't know about Donnie, you'd better get familiar.
Hey,
God damn it.
I'm introducing people. The fuck?
God, you
Hold
sound
up.
like you sound like pure media right now.
Try to steal... Don't
I'm
try
his
to...
manager right now.
Hey, bro. Stop trying to steal my limelight. And then now across from other part across from me at this table, and we're socially... we're not socially distant. It's... You don't know. You have no idea. We're no video this time. But we got Tyka Chheng as well. Donnie and Tyka. Tyka, say hi. Let's get a little round of applause for Tyka.
Sup?
Hello. Tyka Chheng, the Cobra Slayer, as we call him.
Yeah.
The Shotgun King.
Shotgun
King.
Yeah,
you taught me how to shotgun today, and it was very embarrassing for me, but we did it.
The clean cut, man. That's what it is.
I've never met someone, and within the first minute, we're shotgunning beers. So, cheers to that.
That's my love language, bro.
Yeah.
Cheers to all of you
Cheers.
guys.
Thanks for being here, guys.
Ding,
You're
ding,
our
ding.
first guest, and this
Oh,
is
good.
awesome.
Yeah, first guest since we've
Since I helped lift this podcast out of the fucking grave.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
kidding. I probably put it in the grave.
That's okay.
Yeah. But
A lot of good people are in the grave, so
yeah.
I'm about to bury this even deeper, so sorry.
God.
let's
It's like
do
the
it.
ET cartridges.
I want to be 70 years old and listening to this still. Okay, so we're here, and we're in. For those of you who don't know, there's a pandemic going on in the world.
Yeah, in case you forgot.
In case you fucking missed it, and you got so used to your depraved, taking money from the government ways, you welfare recipient fucks like me.
Yeah.
Times are weird, and it's hard to socialize, and so my social skills are fine.
Really bad. Oh, yeah.
I'll take it. I'll accept it.
They're fine.
And I'm excited to practice them and go for it today. So
let's start here because I just met you guys.
Yeah.
So you tell me about what it is that you do. What's this? What restaurant are you at? How's it going?
Well, I was
Besides
originally
being a
at,
beautiful
I
human.
guess I'm Donald, so people don't confuse Tyka talking because apparently we sound the same.
I thought you guys were the same person.
No,
I
you're gonna
know.
hear more Chinglish from Tika and
I don't
perfected
know.
English from
It's kind of
Donnie.
like it's kind of like the smoldering from The Rock in Jumanji.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Well,
You
we
can't
got
control
Kevin
it.
Hart, Tika, and we got The Rock, Dwayne Johnson over here called Donnie. So.
God, I'm totally not The Rock,
shit.
but thank you.
You
Anyways,
kind of the Rock.
So I worked at I worked at a bunch of restaurants around town. I mean, recently was the Gladly. I'm working on some projects downtown,
Okay.
figuring that out until kind of COVID smashed me in the ground. So we're kind of going day by day, week by week. I'm just doing private dinners here and
Okay.
there. It's really
Damn.
it.
So you're doing private dinners right now.
Yeah, but very not many. I've only done 2 private dinners. And just kind of selling food out of changing hands at times. That's really it.
Yeah.
Dude, that's tight. You're just
Oh
fucking
yeah,
slinging
congratulations on the pot pie over at Changing Hands.
food. Popeyes?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that? You were just making.
Yeah,
Popeyes
talk a little bit
ago?
about that Changing Hands pot pie you did.
Oh, well,
It's
if
Popeye.
for anyone that doesn't really, well, no one can see this podcast except us four totally. Tika's raising his eyebrows at times, being very... I don't know. How would it shaggy like? Okay.
Not even Shaggy.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm
wife.
Donnie's biggest fan, y'all.
God.
Just a heads up.
So my wife, I'm not. You haven't met her yet. I think you may have met her.
Briefly at that Toronto dinner.
Yeah.
You're married.
I know.
Oh, wow.
2 years. We just celebrated 2 years
Congrats.
yesterday. Thank
oh,
you.
really? Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Happy
amazing.
anniversary.
Thank you.
And also the Korean and Vietnamese, dude. You don't really see that nowadays.
She wants to be Korean so bad. She's gonna kill me. She's gonna kill me.
You
when-
don't see the crisscross of Asians. So
Wow.
that's really beautiful.
Yeah, you know, but
like
the
that.
theory, I always think every Asian, because I'm not really Asian, let's be honest, but I think every Asian wants to date a white person secretly.
Oh.
So I'm her white person, and you're also the rule.
As everyone's looking at me.
Yeah,
I go.
there's a
on
lot of people.
I go
I
on a date
haven't
with
dated
you.
an Asian girl in like
I
10
date you
years,
if
dude.
you want.
Yeah, see,
I went to H Mart and I saw this babe Asian girl. I was like, I got like a change of heart where recently I'm like really attracted to Asian girls. I've always been, but like I'm like, wow, that's my type right now.
I just have the fear of my mother, you know? Like when I see an Asian girl, I'm like, oh my God, like she reminds me too much of my mom.
Oh,
and I'm
yeah.
just like, I freak out.
Anytime I hang out with a woman who's 57 and like anxious, it's the same thing.
Oh,
yeah.
Definitely. I
The-
agree.
It's the big David Cho thing where you said, you shouldn't date Asian men or Asian women.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing, but if you have to, or Korean men, he said, I remember.
What was it? It was in the Anthony Bourdain thing, right?
Yeah, he said, don't date Korean men because they're kind of like their mom. You should
And
date.
they're superstitious and they are like too, dominant in believing in their own beliefs.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
date Chinese.
Chinese men are bitchy and complainers.
Wow.
Cambodian men think they're too thug for the world, so they're dumb half the time.
That checks out for
Riding
you.
in
Yeah.
A lot of
Wow.
Southeast Asian people. A lot of
I
Southeast
mean,
Asian men.
I don't
Running
really
the
know this.
tuck game.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of Southeast Asian guys are like, either they get it or they just think they're too smart or visually too dumb to understand what's going on.
Wow.
A lot of egos. A lot of egos in Southeast Asian culture.
For sure.
But that's in any Asian culture, but let alone in
I feel like
humanity.
that's in any culture, though.
Yeah.
That's not just Asian culture, like
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Now is there?
I think in Asian culture it's like amongst the groups though. Like
Is it
amongst themselves.
mostly have to? Because I've heard a lot about like Asian racism, or not even racism, but like discrimination between like cultural pride from like whatever country your family comes from or you
Yeah.
made them come from. I hear like especially listening to certain podcasts or just hearing. Mostly I hear it from Tyka because that's kind of like my
it's highly systemic, man. It's through war, you know.
yeah.
Like the
for sure.
Japanese don't like the Korean. No, the Koreans don't like the Japanese due to the Japanese, conquering Korea, making Koreans like slaves and stuff, and Koreans don't really like Japanese people for the longest time.
Mhm.
I mean, even for like Cambodians didn't like Vietnamese and Thai people for the longest.
Taiwanese left
Yeah,
China.
Taiwanese and Taiwanese and a lot of Chinese and Taiwanese people escaped to Southeast Asia, and they were only accepting Cambodia, but Thai people were conquering land in the north, and Vietnamese people were stealing and conquering land from the south and stealing culture, and then also we were getting bombed by America during the Vietnam War, so there was a lot of like haste and like bad shit that
Cambodia went
happened.
through some shit.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fortunate enough, I am the post product of that living in America because America felt bad for us.
Yeah.
But we were able to get here. But at the same time, like, yeah, to answer your question, like, it is systemic, but also more ego driven on the racial injustice that happens in Asia alone.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy.
It's wild, dude. It's wild.
Well-
Like when you really get into it, like you're like, holy shit, Chinese people don't accept Taiwanese people as a country or a
Yeah.
human race. Like, you're
Wow.
like,
I think that some of the old guard as well is more so than kind of the younger, because it's pretty interesting that
it's definitely the older generation.
if you think about it now with all the things that are happening with like being a younger Asian, my wife, her mom grew up in during like the post-Vietnam War.
Yeah.
So she still has kind of that kind of mental headspace at times because she saves everything, and she just makes sure we don't run out of anything.
And let's
and
be honest, they're all racist, dude. Like older generation Asians are racist.
It's hard because it's
That's what I've heard.
even then, like a lot of us stereotype ourselves as so heavily.
Yeah.
Like even you, like us,
Dude, I was
everyone.
I was
the
like
first
born
part
in
of this combo is you guys just kind of bash.
Yeah.
It just
it's
so normal.
We do, yeah, we do
well,
it.
when I was a kid, I was like born and bred to be racist, man. Like
yeah.
I was taught to be racist. Like don't accept Thai people. Don't hang out with Vietnamese people. don't hang out with other Asians except for Cambodians.
It's wild.
And I was like, as a kid, you're like, yeah, I'm not gonna listen to that shit. You're dumb. But at the same time, you know, you look at it and you're like, why does like? And then you know, you get a little bit older and a little bit more wiser. And you're like, why does like my parents think that way?
Yeah.
And then you start to do some sort of study and start to learn about your
There
heritage.
you go. Closer to the mic. Yeah.
And you're like,
yeah, there it is.
okay, I get it. You
Yeah.
know, given the weight of the world right now, it's all systemic.
Yeah, it's historical context
Yeah.
that kind
It's
of
everywhere.
leads into the culture.
Yeah, and you start to realize it is everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Like you can't even say kaffir lime leaves anymore.
I'm parts of it. I mean, look at Italy too.
Because kaffir is a derogatory term of saying the hard N word for the people that grew it in South Africa and Africa alone. It's like it's another derogatory term of the N word. And then now you look at it, you're like, holy shit, what have I been saying this my whole life?
But when did they start? Is that word still in circulation, or did someone just Google it and found like, oh, that's what they used to call them? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. I think someone Googled it and we're just like, holy crap. Like, whoa. Because, like, I was watching the chef show last night on Netflix, and they were like, and excuse my language for using the K word now, I guess, but they were saying, like, oh, yeah, it's kaffir lime leaves. And I was like, oh. I was like, dang. I was like, when is that going to be a big thing when people can't say that word anymore?
You know, I fucking hate that. I'm so against like derogatory terms that like are more circulative. You know what I mean? Like the N word or the G word. You know, but like I don't think that to me. I don't know enough about it. I don't know enough. Like,
but let's be honest, it defines dark comedy, man.
What was that?
It defines dark comedy, like Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart.
Well, yeah.
I'm just saying.
What's a bundle of six?
Compared that to
Like, we grew up on that comedy.
to kaffir, it's like I don't know, and I'm sure I might.
And for us,
correct
we
myself.
never knew it was derogatory.
Yeah, I mean, it's like but my intentions. I'm talking about a fucking plant, not a person. You know what I mean? But again, if you call it the N word.
Well, the reason why it's called
That's-
kaffir was because it was the people that was growing it, and it was like
I get
and
it.
it's like, and it sort of sources back to the people that grows it. Was just like, we get it from the kaffir people, which is the hard N-word people.
Damn, it's so weird, man. And I didn't know about that until like
Might as well not say vinegar.
2 years ago.
Might as well not say a lot of things.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. There's at some point like I don't know.
With everything that's,
I don't
everything
have any
that's
right to say
happening right
shit.
now, it's so everything just accelerated so quick. We'd have evolution, we'd evolve over the world like in 15 years, but they just put it in 3 months.
Yeah.
Since Corona happened, everyone's like, you know what? It's time to really just let Pandora's box open. No
Yeah.
pun intended.
Yeah.
And the floodgates just happened.
I
Yeah.
actually was
I feel
thinking
like-
that today. I was like, we have grown, or we're trying to transform so much in society in such a quick time.
Yeah.
And it's actually like I can't keep up with it. Like I got an email through my work today, which is great, but it was like kind of like the LGBTQ like list and guidelines on like what and what not to do. And like I was even reading through it, and there was things that I was like, whoa, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
And I would think I'm a very aware person, but I was just like, man, this is like I got to start writing all this shit down and like quizzing myself.
The way I look at it now is that, given the pandemic and millions of people having time off now, it's like, metaphorically, the way I see it is that we finally have a chance to go to the doctor after 10 years and finding out that we're fucked up.
Yeah.
It's like, how the fuck do we even start to get even better?
Yeah.
It's like, it's like, holy shit, like I have a tear in my knee. I have a benign tumor in my back.
Damn.
My teeth is fucked up. I have a cavity. My scalp's shit, whatever.
Yeah,
maybe.
metaphorically. That's what's
Metaphorically,
going-
you're
yeah.
just like, whoa, dude, there's
Yeah.
so much, like, where do I even start to make myself better? And mentally, you're fucked up. Your liver's probably trashed from drinking so much, working so much, and you're like...
Can you imagine the mental health crisis? I mean, we're already in mental health crisis as well, but the amount of like
Totally.
medical professionals that are going to need mental health counseling after this whole thing is whenever the
like,
hell
your
we see the
therapist
end of
needs
it.
therapy, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, your therapist is going to need therapy,
Oh,
and that therapist is probably going to need
everyone, you know.
Yeah.
I want to say
watching all that sadness come through the door.
I do want to say 2 quick things just to preface some stuff. We do have a fan on in here, and it's bothering the shit out of me. And if anyone's bothered by it, understand that we're trying to keep cool. If this is off, it's just like, I know we've all been in hot kitchens and shit, and we can handle it, but
It's all good.
I'm just letting people.
Well, we got bruised for days, so I'm
Yeah.
about to sip it hard.
Same. I'm just letting the listeners know. With that, also,
You know what? The listeners just need to know that now. And
I
you don't
know.
ever have to apologize again.
Maybe it's as I'm apologizing to myself.
And to our
It's
listeners,
not about the
I
listeners.
probably might break out into a rap because I feel like I'm on the mic.
Then we know.
Actually, not
I'm
a fan.
I'm into it. The other thing I'd like to say, and I think this is really important, me and Austin grew up very fucking Christian, suburban. There wasn't much culture around. You
I
know?
did too.
Oh, you did too?
So
Yeah,
I'm
Donnie
adopted.
definitely did.
So I don't know. You didn't. I didn't say this, but I'm adopted.
Oh,
My
okay.
mom is from Cleveland, Ohio. My dad's from, yeah, I know.
So you said
my
you're
dad-
white earlier.
My
yeah.
dad's from Iowa. That's why I said when I'm white, because I was adopted.
Oh, yeah, that is.
This answers your question why Donnie makes a lot of pierogies and Popeyes and
And my
stuff.
neighbors, yeah. Well, I grew up in that, but
yeah.
I spend my summers in Cleveland and
Yeah.
then kind of see the food from there. But the culture is so different in the Midwest as well. And
yeah.
my neighborhood growing up was primarily white. There was one Asian family that was very traditional that kind of kept to themselves on our neighborhood block, but that was really it.
Yeah. I mean,
But just a disclaimer, this man's palate for Asian food is a lot better than a lot of Asian people I know, which is insane.
I don't know about that because I think I have a shit palate.
Very
you're
humble.
drinking Coors Banquet.
Very
so
What do you
very wise.
primarily? What's your like style of cooking?
I don't really know. I've had to ask myself that a lot. It's-
As a person that's eating his food from a different perspective,
fucking God.
it's
He's gonna say this.
it's very American, European, and Asian,
Okay.
and a lot of those flavors that mesh well together that he finds out. And as
I
you
guess
can,
it's whatever I feel like at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's just I like a lot of vegetables. I love acid.
Yeah.
You know, not
Not the drug.
microdosing. But
I
like
have two in my freezer if you want to.
Yeah, great.
Really weird.
No, not
Take us
microdosing.
down.
I was like, what?
Ugh. I had a friend ask if I wanted to do mushrooms. I'm like, no, I can't. Thank you though.
Oh man, if I
Appreciate
I
it.
had some, I would have had them on the table
Yeah,
for us.
no,
just
my
to
wife.
snack
I don't.
on.
I want to stay married still. My wife will just crush
Okay.
me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
I would fuck up some
But-
mushrooms right now.
I really.
I know
I
you
don't know.
would.
I guess I try to be okay with. I try to be respectful of what I do. You know, I use a lot of
Yeah.
Asian ingredients, but I try not to make it overly Korean or whatever because Korean's really it's kind of my culture, but not really my culture. You know, this is where it's kind of a.
but here's something that I think about a lot. How far is the word appropriation gonna transfer? I think white girls with like fucking
Man, dude, I
cornrows
had
is
like
a
the
little
gnarliest
whack.
conversation about appropriation like a couple weeks ago. Really bad.
And so here's my thoughts. I'm like, how the fuck does anyone have any culture if you didn't mesh with another culture at one point? It all comes from something, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have Italian food if you did not have somebody colonializing southern Mexico and getting tomatoes. You don't fucking have pasta sauce without that. You don't have fucking, and you taught me a lot about this, Tyka. You don't have Mexican food if you don't have Filipino and Southeast Asian, because of Spanish colonialism, interchanging citrus and coriander and all sorts of spices into that kind of food. So like,
Yeah, we don't have mezcal or tequila if it wasn't for Filipinos,
you
man.
know, there's a
And-
difference. You're not gonna put kimchi on every fucking burger, you
Yeah.
goddamn new American bastards. But like, I don't think it's wrong for me to like learn how to make dumplings proper from you and make them.
No,
you
it's,
know what I mean.
it's not. There's a lot of people who are. I think it's been a resurgence, but there's a lot of people famously who have been Caucasian chefs who have, like Rick Baelish in Chicago, but he's cooked Mexican food, but he's traveled to Mexico for the past 30 years.
Rick Bailey's is the one that does a lot of Mexican food, right?
Yeah, in Chicago. And then you have Andy Ricker, who from Pok Pok in Portland, Oregon, who
Yeah.
has been in and out of Thailand, and he says it's not my food, it's the food of Thailand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you got. I
he's
mean,
just-
nowadays you
just
got
nailing the
Chef. You got
food.
Chef Edward Lee in Kentucky making southern food.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A Korean, Korean
in Louisville.
expat from New York. You know, like
I went to that restaurant, the Korean smokehouse thing. It was weird. It was whack.
There was the other two
try it
guys.
again.
he's a very interesting character.
He does a smoke and pickles.
Yeah, I like his buttermilk graffiti book as well.
Okay.
He does a really kind of travels different parts of the United States because there's different groups of people.
Yeah.
Someone else I actually looked at originally when they opened. This was a decade ago. Rich Teresi and Mario Carbone. They own Carbone and
heard of
Teresi
Carbone.
Italian Specialties,
Yeah,
and
New
they
York?
did
Yeah.
and they did Italian American on quotations because what's American is in New York is deli, which is Jewish predominant, Chinese food as well, but
Yeah.
Italian American.
But you
Yeah.
can even talk about like Chris Youngberg from Night Market doing like pastrami fried rice and stuff
Yeah.
because he's like paying homage to, you know,
Yeah.
Jewish delis in
And-
LA.
But I think that wouldn't that be different though? Because technically at one point it becomes picture versus frame, because anything that Chris Yemboom does, I just butchered his name. Sorry, he's Thai. He grew up going to strip clubs in Thailand.
What restaurant is this?
Night Market.
Oh, his night. Okay,
Incredible.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot
Yeah,
of West
I've heard
Hollywood,
one-
Venice, and
Yeah,
Sunset
I've wanted to go to
and,
night market. There's one.
Super
the one
good,
in
dude.
Silver
They-
Lake, right? Or
dude,
Echo
yeah.
Park.
Delicious.
One of the two.
Super
But
like
if you just take him and he cooks the drinking Thai food of strip clubs, if he went to do a restaurant that was like Mexican concept,
Yeah.
you would think, oh, he's gonna do Thai with Mexican influence, versus someone who is Andy Ricker. He's like, oh, he's doing a white guy making Thai food, but really he's making Thai food that you can't find in really much in Thailand anymore.
Yeah, and
So it's a whole different
it's
situation.
like I just love the idea of being able to culture myself and learn about what Cambodian food might be, or what Korean food might be, or what Vietnamese food, or pick a fucking culture, pick food from Kazakhstan. Like, what do they eat there? That's where the apples come from. Like that, what weird shit. Like, I love to learn about where. At the end of the day, all this stems down to certain plants and animal that lived in this area, and then trade routes that started. So you don't have citrus if you don't have the Silk Road, and then Chinese, introducing their culture into the European West at the time. So like, I just love the idea, and it sucks because sometimes you're like, well, where's the line of offensive appropriation? Or that's something I'd like to
I'm gonna let
discuss.
Donnie answer this one.
Yeah.
I see a lot more. I don't really research it that much, but I see a lot of clothing, a lot of like independent clothing brands. They kind of appropriate some people's cultures just to sell more clothing.
Yeah.
I've seen that a lot in like the Latin America community, where people make, I don't know what you would call those dresses, but I've seen there's a lot of uproar of that.
I agree with that stuff.
And there are some people that that make a lot of people. I mean,
not agree with it.
Yeah.
You can just say it.
Cool. I'm using the bathroom.
Okay, cool.
It's pretty common.
Don't use the sink in there.
I mean, everything's so. What's the year? 2020. When I first started cooking, it was 2006, and even then, before that, when I was kind of interested in food when I was younger, it was like 2000, and the food landscape was different because it was very like, you cook Southwestern, you cook Italian, you cook Chinese, and now there's all like a record store. It's like all these micro genres.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's really hard not to take influence, because you said the Silk Road itself. I mean, we brought you food from Shanxi Garden,
Yeah.
and Shanxi's one of the trade road, started near the trade road. And what happens is it's almost like halal Szechuan influenced,
Yeah.
because there's like lamb flatbreads there as well. They have, and it's really interesting. Versus you have the other place we brought was Old Town Taste, which is primarily from Chengdu, which is Szechuan pretty much.
Thank you again for bringing food. That's
Yeah.
fucking sick. We can take a pause break too, and pick up the episode after we eat or something. But
I think for me that I see people can make whatever they want as long as it's good and they understand where it comes from. I'm not going to hate on that, because I think if people want to make their own kimchi, it's almost, I mean, if you don't add chili to it, it's German, because it's sauerkraut pretty much. And it's a technique.
Yeah, I agree.
it's
I
fermenting
mean, like,
cabbage.
people
preserving
can
food.
what if I started doing Mexican food and people are like, well, he's an Asian guy doing Mexican food, but like the thing is, it's like,
You grew up in LA.
I grew up in East LA, man.
Yeah.
I grew up in East LA. Like, I was born and raised in East LA. Like, I grew up in Hawaiian Gardens, like one of the most dominant Mexican neighborhoods, violent Mexican neighborhoods in LA. And like,
Yeah.
and I speak the language. I've traveled to Mexico. I've been to Tijuana many times. I've been to Oaxaca, Guadalajara, Jalisco, and stuff like that. And it's like, what if I started making mole? What if I started making cochinita pibil, carnitas, and stuff like that? And people are gonna be like, what is this Asian dude making? Like,
Well, look at look at your old boss.
Doug Robson.
Vietnamese food he does at times.
Like, he's the beautiful thing about Doug is that, and Doug, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry, but like, he's lineage wise, like blood wise, he's not Mexican.
Yeah.
He grew up in Mexico. His mom is like French Vietnamese that met his father, who's like almost Scottish and European from Europe.
Yeah.
And that's where they met, was across the seas. And then he had a political job that brought him down to Mexico. And that's when Doug and his brother was born there. And that's where they learned how to speak Spanish, things of that nature. And his mom is like super fluent in Spanish now, being from France and stuff like that. and like, you know. But the thing is, like, fortunate enough, he sort of looks Mexican. You know, if you look at him, like, oh, he might be Mexican.
Yeah.
But he tells me, he used to tell me all the time, he's like, dude, I'm just like Asian and white. But he grew up in Mexico. He like grew up with that lineage and that ancestry that was around. And his food's amazing.
Yeah,
and
is
the
ridiculous.
dude knows how to, and that man knows how to make Mexican food like no other. And
I
you look at those things, and like for me too, it's just like I look at certain dishes, and I'm just like, oh yeah, it'd be good to have like achiote paste and guajillo and chipotle and stuff. Like, what if I started, make a parade of that? But you look at it and you're like, what is this Asian guy like doing with like guajillos and chipotles and achiotes and annatto seed?
Cocktail culture, dude.
Dude, the cocktail culture is
that's where it rips off everything.
Oh my god.
Sorry, do you got something to say, Austin?
Dude, I was gonna say if I was only allowed to cook what I was born into, I would just be making hockey puck burgers with American cheese on it.
Yeah,
that's my jam.
Well, that's
fine too.
Well, Andy Ricker said that too in his Farang documentary. He's like, well, if we're all supposed to cook what we are, I'm a honky. That's what he said. And to quote him, he's like, am I supposed to just make fried chicken and mac and cheese? Because I don't want to do that.
Yeah, if I'm Cambodian, should I just like be cooking fucking snakes and cockroaches, tarantulas for you guys, or what's up, dude?
When I walk down
like Austin, you're in Cambodia. I bet you saw tarantulas on the side streets and shit. And you're like, holy crap!
No, you literally were walking around,
and they toss in chicken bouillon powder, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're like, what?
Tarantula powder?
No, like chicken.
I've had
chicken stock powder. So they just deep fry tarantulas and then they just toss it in a mixing bowl with chicken stock powder, and you're like,
tried it?
I've had grasshoppers.
Yeah, and it's not that great personally for me, dude. I'm not stoked on it.
I don't want to eat spiders.
And I grew up and I used to watch my dad eat like maggots
Chapulines
and stuff like that, and it's just like chapulines, like grasshoppers and stuff. Like
I've had grasshoppers before.
I did eat some crickets, and it was like in an actual like plate of food. It was at a brewery that we would go to, and they had just crickets.
Yeah,
or ants and stuff.
It brings a sort of umami like earthiness to a lot of dishes.
But spiders and crabs are I'm pretty sure they're in the same family. So I wonder if like certain spiders are like crab.
Well, it's like lobster and roaches are in the same too.
Yeah.
I didn't get to go to years ago. The restaurant I used to work at, they took a trip to Copenhagen. They went to Noma.
Yeah.
And one of the courses was beef tartare just covered in ants, and I was like,
oh wow.
I wanted to try it because like it's Noma, but it's like how was it? He was like it was super acidic.
They did an ant dish too in Tulum, right? When they did the pop up in Tulum,
because that's like, and then they also
ants?
did they had ants on beef, and then they used ant eggs.
Wow.
As well, ant eggs is really good. By
ant
the way.
eggs tostada.
Oh.
Wow.
Because Pujol,
ant eggs. Yeah, they had ant eggs at Pujol when I went there, and it was so fucking good.
Because they have it on their corn. They have ants on corn, if I remember correctly too. But it's just entomology is like a bigger thing than.
It's an aesthetic thing though. Like for you to get over certain things is super aesthetic. Like balut from the Filipino culture, the duck embryo in the eggshell. You know.
Yeah.
Can't.
I personally don't like it. My brothers and my parents like. I used to see my brothers and my dad and my mom devour the hell out of it, and I just used to sit there as a kid and like. That's just not good.
Yeah.
But I understand it's part of a culture, dude.
The flavor's not. The flavor does not bother me.
The stock in it is super good. The texture
is
what's
crazy.
Texture.
My wife is all about it. I am just like
no, because you're like because you get like feather in your mouth, and then you like crunch on the beak, and then you feel like an eyeball burst.
You can see the duck inside the egg.
Yeah, like you see like the face coming out of the egg.
There is a place in LA also that serves them. That's called Dollar Food Truck.
Okay.
Yeah,
but honestly,
it delivers what it says.
When you boil that thing and the stock that comes out of it is so good.
Yeah.
Squeeze a little bit of like either calamansi or lime, and then some salt and some pepper, and you're good to go.
I wonder if calamansi is gonna be a bad word soon. I feel like it sounds like a bad word.
I don't know.
See that calamansi walking on the street? Like, oh my god,
it's branded now. Like I think at Whole Foods they sell like a calamansi ginger beer thing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Fucking calamansi.
Crazy.
It shows you how much. It shows you how much like things are kind of like culturally becoming like more available. Like
progressive, right?
10 years ago, like people didn't even. Well, 10 years ago, people didn't even know what gochujang was, and now like at one point,
it's all over the menu.
Jack in the Box had a gochujang aioli on their menu at one point for late night food.
Remember like That's 2 years ago, or like a year ago, or 2 years ago, I was like, "Yo, Szechuan hot chicken, though, right?" And then next you know, a year and a half later, or 2 years later, I went to Panda Express, and I was like, "Szechuan hot chicken, huh?" Interesting.
What do you guys think about Panda Express?
I fucking love Panda Express.
So do I. it's so good.
Yo, I don't care though. Like I grew up on that. Like
crispy, sweet, and crunchy, dude.
First off, at the end of the day, I am an American, so like my perspective on Chinese food, I mean, I ate Chinese food from authentic places with my parents in like Whittier, California, Garden Grove, Gardena, whatever it may be. But also, I'm not going to hate on fucking American ass Chinese chop suey Chinese food. Like,
Yeah, man.
that's so good.
And-
What? What? Donnie, you're making this face? Dude, put soy sauce, sugar, and a little bit of Maggi sauce and anything and stir fry that shit and tell me it's not going to be good.
I'm trying to be better about myself at times. I'm trying not to
Apparently, I'm not.
get a panic. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have trust me. You want a list? I'll give you the list.
Oh, yeah. Donnie's the king of
But
what's up?
There's another
like
place.
restaurants out here.
Well, next to H Mart in the same plaza. If you're looking at H Mart,
Yeah.
if you look to the left next to the Subway, there's Asian Cafe Express. It's a better orange chicken than Panda Express.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Donnie's brought me there
But-
plenty of times.
With that being said, I'm not a stranger to Panda Express either because, I mean, it's like you get the egg rolls and you get the sugar chicken, which is every chicken they have there.
Dude, their chow mein is so good.
Their chow mein is underseasoned, but
I don't care, man.
I mean, I'm not gonna complain.
First off, wait, don't take my
Also,
direction on that because I just
I
love
put
chow mein in
Mandarin
general.
sauce on it.
Yeah, see, that's the. My thing
I
is,
douse mine in sriracha.
maybe this is me being a snob, but you can't get Panda Express too fresh. If it's like straight chicken out of the deep fryer and glaze, it's too crunchy. You need
Yeah.
semi-fresh, so it's
I
like
bury
slight
mine
soft.
for a little bit.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
slight soft, then crunchy. It's
Keep
like
it-
perfect.
You get the
Box for a
plate to
little bit.
get the plate to go and just keep the lid on for a little while.
Fuck, man. I want
that
me
steam.
some Panda, dude.
Yeah, why do we
You
bring
gotta
this
let it
like
rest.
bullshit tofu stuff? We should
Yeah, why did we bring like mapu tofu and stir fried Cuban
bring-
lamb from
did you bring
Szechuan province?
mapu
Talking about
tofu?
fucking-
Yeah, we have mapu
Oh,
tofu
we got
and
you.
everything.
We got you two different types.
Two different types, one from Otan Taste and one from Shaanxi Garden.
One beef flavored and one pork
we can
flavored.
we can collaborate on that a little later
Okay,
about
you guys are getting a
understanding.
bottle of liquor to take home too. By the way, I want to give you gifts.
Awesome. Thanks.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I am no stranger to Panda Express or fast food in general.
Yeah. So okay, what? You look like you had something ready.
Well, I was just gonna say In-N-Out is like one of the best fast food burgers there is.
Yep.
I agree.
Yeah. It has been the most consistent.
Five Guys sucks. It's fine.
But I would take In-N-Out over it.
I don't
Me
think
too.
Five Guys deserves to be in this conversation.
Well, so many
but-
people bring it up.
Yeah.
I just want to cover that
Really?
base. A lot of people.
I
a lot of
have
people
I think
like,
it's I think it's the fry size.
What, for Five Guys?
He's like 2 bags in one. They're like, oh, we're just gonna put
We're
way
gonna
too much
put a
in there.
whole fucking bag
Well, it's
of
one
fries.
price too. Like it's not as consistent.
Dude,
it's one
Five Guys
price no
is-
matter what.
Five Guys is
It's one
so
price
greasy.
and it's more expensive than
Fat burger's
In-N-Out.
greasy.
In-N-Out for $8, you can get a double Coke and fries.
Dude, yeah, you
And
know,
it's
like
consistent as fuck.
like being in the
It is.
hospitality industry and being in food and beverage,
It is.
you know, it's a
insane how
fucking
good
great reminder when you get 2 combos and it's only like $12.50,
Yeah.
like $13. You're
Well,
like, oh my
The
god,
brioche
mind
bun, dude. Like,
blown.
In-N-Out fucking nail it. They nail it. They always season their
In-N-Out
burgers.
fucks, dude.
It does. It really does.
I have my cousins from the Midwest.
okay.
They have 2 different like their lower chains are okay. I can't remember what it's called. It
Was it
wasn't
the Checkers?
Freddy's.
Carl's
no
Jr.
Checkers. And Hardee's is okay.
Hardee's is Carl's Jr. out there, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. There's a little bigger menu. It's more like Carl's Jr. KFC ish.
That sounds really bomb.
There's another place that's there that's okay, and then they have Five Guys more. That's their In-N-Out, and they have the Big
Yeah.
Boys too,
Okay.
but that's more sit
You know,
down.
honestly, Five Guys seems a lot more Midwestern, to be really honest.
it is.
Yeah, it's in the south.
I think
too.
it's okay.
It's fine.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah, like
but it's
potato
not-
bags and everything
But
everywhere.
It's,
and
not
like,
in and out.
They don't
know,
they don't like In-N-Out. My
They
cousins
did have those soda machines before.
In-N-Out,
everyone else
you know,
did.
it seems clean and it seems like, you know, a little flamboyant. So it makes sense that it was super popular in California.
But
Well,
you-
they
but
have
you
the
know
Lord
those-
on their
The
food.
West Coast.
They do have the Lord in the
They have
food.
the Lord on their food.
Are you in that theory?
I heard you.
So the theory that I have, and I guess it goes for Whataburger as well. So Whataburger, the closer you are to I love Whataburger too. So by the way, spicy ketchup
Never
and
had it.
cream
Yes.
gravy.
Ooh, I had
Whoa.
Whataburger the other
Yeah,
day. It's
spicy
so
ketchup
good.
and cream
I've never
gravy.
had Whataburger.
Really?
Yeah.
You've never had Whataburger?
Nope, never.
Their
Fuck.
spicy
Why do
ketchup.
we get
their
this
spicy,
Chinese food,
their spicy
Tyka?
ketchup alone is worth going to, because it's like. Do whatever you want, dude. Get
It-
chicken tenders from
Spi-
Popeyes. Get
spi-
popcorn shrimp from wherever place. But if you don't have that spicy ketchup from Whataburger to dip it in, it's not really
The chicken
worth
bites
Okay.
are better than the chicken tenders.
Next time, because we are going to podcast again, I can already feel it. We need to make
Yeah.
that kind of combo. Get some fucking like
Sample
cream
everything.
gravy, spicy ketchup together.
Oh yeah, dude.
get Popeyes, get fucking Whataburger, get In-N-Out, just get a fucking.
It's like a podcast.
We should just
mukbang.
rate
We should-
fast food. I feel like we need another person for this fast food
So
competition.
here's what I wanted to do for a long time, and I brought it up to some people. I brought it up to you before. I wanted to do Tika. I want to go to every Serrano's in the valley in one day.
Oh yeah,
And order the same thing every time.
I grew up on Serrano's.
It's so good. But do you like Garcia's? They have them fucking green and white mints on them.
Yeah.
They had them.
Them lime
They had
shits. Yeah.
Dude,
I
I'm
I
curious
fuck
what
with
you
any
guys would
spot
think
that
with
just
this.
gives you like charred or steamed chilies too. By the way.
Yeah.
Plate of
Yeah.
rice, bean dip, and chips. That's it.
Yeah. Let's go. Literally go to every like. There's probably 15 Serrano's. We can probably make it in 1 or 2 days.
Yeah. Just
In a
eat that
day.
only.
You have
Dude,
a-
see what
your
happens.
stomach's gonna be fucked
Compare
up. for a
shit.
week.
Yeah.
I
be
had
good
this thought,
journalism.
and it was a high idea, and you guys are all much more advanced in cooking than I am. But I had this thought, maybe it's stupid, but I want to get Chipotle and mix it with a curry sometime.
Like
No.
curry sauce.
Like get like some kind of curry, and literally just the sauce, and mix it in a Chipotle bowl and see what happens.
I'm not down.
Is that stupid?
No. Because if you think about it, enchilada sauce and curry sauce are so similar, so deep
Yeah.
fry one of their burritos and put a curry sauce over it.
Right?
I mean,
Maybe?
it's just structure. That's all it is. That means it would be great.
I just kind of
I
want to
mean,
try that.
the rice and chicken. Yeah, the flavors are all like very, very
hate
similar.
Chipotle. I
Well,
hate
technically,
Chipotle.
you're
Really?
no. Well, at the end of
I
the
don't
day,
give a
you're
shit.
you're
I
you're
love
go,
it.
you're going
I fucking
you're
love
taking
Chipotle.
meat.
I don't, man.
I'm
You're,
a-
you're taking present day meat and going back to the source with it for the sauce, because like a lot of the influences on Mexican and South American cuisine
Yeah.
is highly influenced from Chinese and Indian, which is
Mhm.
where does pepper come from?
Yeah.
India, ginger, India, white pepper. A lot of those peppers and those spices go
Nutmeg,
really well.
clove, citrus.
Exactly.
coriander, cilantro,
In
which is
India,
great.
and then the trade from the conquistadors to South America was really brought through Chinese and Filipino, conquering
Uh-huh.
and bringing that over. So I mean, at the end of the day, it makes sense. I mean, like that's why enchilada sauce is enchilada sauce.
Yeah.
Because in South America, before when citrus and all those things got there, they were making like pepita verde, which is like making like their own style pesto, their own style meso kind of sauces.
Meso?
So, meso or whatever.
Chinglish coming out.
No. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, there's certain things like it would be nice for you to break them down real quick because I might know some of them, Austin might not, and the listeners might not.
I know
so.
nothing.
Yeah, so the little education. So break down.
I'm
what's a
Jon
cl-
Snow in this kind of conversation.
Well, you look at it in like in
So you
spices
died?
and ingredients.
You
Yeah.
came back alive.
He
And
doesn't know
nuts. I
nothing.
mean, a lot of the South
Lord
American
Commander of the
diet,
North.
a lot of South American diet was catching, wildlife, but also a lot of their sustainability and their substances came from like nuts and grains.
Okay.
Like pumpkin seeds is such a really big one.
Yeah.
And
Squash
sorry?
is from that area too.
yeah.
So
and
can you
you know,
break down? I'm sorry.
No, go
can you,
ahead.
can you break down enchilada sauce? Can you like components? List me some ingredients that.
I mean, like you got cumin, you got guajillo, achiote, which
Okay.
comes from the Philippines and China.
Guajillo is a type of pepper.
Yeah,
Okay.
guajillo is like a dried pepper, but achiote. But in the Philippines, they call it achiote.
Chihuete.
Yeah, so it's brought over from Spanish too as
Sure,
well.
Wait,
Pasilla, fresh pasilla.
so annatto
No.
annatto seeds are not from South America.
No, annatto seeds are from South America
Okay.
and from China as well.
Annatto it's typically added as a food coloring, but it also makes up a base if you cook it with oil called achiote, which is like al pastor. It's like a spit meat.
Which is also another thing brought by the Lebanese.
Lebanese,
So
yeah.
it's
Yeah, it starts in
And annatto is a real big one, dude. Like,
shawarma. Rotate to spin.
a lot of the
I wanted to buy one.
like even
so
for Donnie,
bad.
like the mala vinegar, the red vinegar, like
What is that?
a lot of it's just it's like a spicy. The ma is like the spicy, the la is like the lingering part of it, whatever it may be, whatever.
Okay.
But like to get that red vinegar note, either you have a lot of Szechuan peppers and stuff like that, or they just put annatto, like grind up annatto seeds in there, and to make it really really bright red. There's a lot of different
them.
routes you can
It's
take to
really
make
cool.
it.
It's
That's
very
really
very red, like rust red.
Like al pastor, like you
yeah,
get that really
yeah.
red color from like annatto seeds.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get really into barbecue and like smoking and stuff.
Mhm.
I just really like brisket and ribs and fucking.
Well, you're in the Southwest, so you're in
Yeah.
a good place.
That's my shit. But I've been trying to understand more, even just through Matt, when we cook and stuff. I
like
grew
the
up as a
two-trick
very
pony.
picky eater. I didn't eat anything
Yeah.
other than fucking your basic shit till I was like 12. And then I tried corn one day and I literally was like, oh wait, this is really good. And then I'm like now the most unpicky eater.
That
you'll
is
ever meet.
awesome.
Yeah.
Corn. Corn's
Yeah.
the one thing that turns you.
Isn't that
gateway.
funny?
Corn's a gateway.
It was a mental thing though. Like I
Oh,
was just
okay.
like, as a kid, I would only eat hot dogs and mac and cheese that were made by my mom.
Sounds bomb.
So we would go to like fucking a restaurant and my mom would have to bring mac and cheese made by her. Even though the restaurant sold mac and cheese, I just didn't like it.
Yeah,
Damn.
you needed that Velveeta, baby.
And then now I'm eating fucking
One of the best
Rugford
cheeses
cheese
of our time.
as a snack.
Now Austin's love this Rugford cheese, fucking blue cheese.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Fuck.
I'm
But-
actually not really a fan of blue cheese.
Same.
Rugford is awesome.
Roquefort is on. Roquefort. I still like the Stilton,
Mm-hmm.
the French.
I mean, I
blue,
can
like
eat it. I just
Cabrales
prefer
is the
not
Spanish
to.
version of it. Is pretty fucking incredible.
Yeah.
There's a cheese that I got at this place called Curate in Asheville. It's a Spanish like tapas place, and they have this cheese it's
Raclette.
it's got
It's French.
it's got ash. It's coated in ash.
Oh yeah, you were talking about
Yeah,
that.
so the cheese has like this I think it's like I can't remember. It's like fucking it's straight up,
Humboldt Fog.
maybe it's Humboldt Fog. Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
It's literally got a layer of like a rind.
Yeah,
cover,
yeah, yeah.
like,
It's
ash.
get aged in ash.
Yeah. It's
Dude,
fucking
last time I
cool.
had that was like when I used to work at Virtu. We had like an ash.
Oh, I
covered
bet,
cheese.
yeah. With like sherry, with a Amontillado sherry, dude. Holy
I don't know.
shit.
I
Don't
think
quote me on
cheese
that. I
would-
could be wrong.
Any kind of sherry besides maybe Palo Gottardo is really great. Just gotta find it.
Oh, no,
So-
besides PX, not Palo.
Oh yeah, Pedro Jimenez. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Do y'all work together?
Who?
No,
You two.
No.
Tyka
How'd
and
y'all-
Tyka and I met. We met because
How
Rand.
did we meet?
I gotta
grab
think
me
about.
I was gonna make a joke.
I gotta
IPA.
think about this now.
Oh shit!
You gotta fix
For all
that,
you
Tika.
know,
Tika fucked up the mini fridge.
For all you listeners out there, Tyka doesn't know how to pull a beer out of a fridge, although he's a bartender for a living.
Yeah.
So Tika, you're more a bartender. Are you a chef as well? Well, I'll wait for you to get back on the mic.
He
but-
doesn't
Wow,
look
he
like a
fixed that
bartender.
will you grab me an IPA? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I'll take a Coors.
I will take one of them soda waters.
Matt, you have a
Bottom
full
left.
beer.
He's more of a he was a cook originally, and then
Okay.
he did bar, and I met him. I've met him randomly a few times at Gracie's Tax Bar or Welcome Diner.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we started running into each other, and I think Nick
Thank
introduced us. I think Nick
Nick
probably
Singh.
yeah.
Yeah, he brought you over to Gallo Blanco.
Yeah, and I guess I started talking to Tyka, and we realized we had a lot in common.
That's awesome.
I was like Donnie's biggest fan before he even knew it though. Like I
Really?
knew about Donnie like years before we even met.
So
Wow,
I met.
that's cool. That's how I was with Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like I think like maybe like
It was
three
like 3 years.
3 or 4 years before I met Donnie, like a coworker of mine when I was like working all the time back at house. Someone was like, "Yeah, man, like she was like, yeah, this guy named Stack Fried Rice is like a really amazing chef and stuff." And he showed me his Instagram. I was
Stack
like,
fired rice.
I need
Snack
to
fried
change.
rice.
You know,
At Snack Fried
I'm
Rice.
Never getting
Snack fried rice.
So that name,
It'll be in
that
the
was,
show
that
notes.
was
That's
my
an epic name.
That's my Instagram name. Originally, so it was like source tags and codes, and then I changed it. It was originally called Snackerfeist,
Snackerfice.
and I was doing a pop up with my buddy.
That
and
just
it-
reminds me of like easy cheese and fucking Ritz crackers
Yes.
for some reason. That's
Uh,
just
well, one of my friends, his wife says, "What's his name? Snack Fried Rice," and I was like, "Well, it's pretty much going to be that forever now."
that is awesome.
And people, people don't
You know
look
how
at names.
epic that is? It's like, hey, I snack on fried rice. I don't get to. I don't even know the last time I got to eat fried rice, and that's just your snack, dude.
Yes.
Fuck.
My wife hates it when I make fried rice. And also,
I want to
really?
be your wife. I would love to be your wife.
Is that okay? Can we work that out?
Can he
We can
be
talk about
Snack
it
Fried
after.
Wife?
Snack
Snack,
fried.
dude,
Oh
is your
my
wife's
God.
Instagram snack fried wife?
to be snack fried
wife,
wife,
Oh my God.
Oh my god.
She's not
Thanks for
gonna like
tuning
that.
in, everyone. That's the end of the podcast.
Yeah, we're done here.
Can you detach that mic and drop it?
I'll do it mine too. We'll break these things.
That is
Let's fucking.
that
Can
is a
you-
good one.
She
Snack
can't.
fried
She's not
wife.
gonna change her name because that means her like
Her name's like what? Vanland? No, Purple Cloud.
Yeah, but that
510 or
yeah,
something?
but her name in Vietnamese means purple cloud. So I don't know. You're gonna get her to change it.
Well, her American marital name
and-
is Snack
So
Fried
the-
Wife now.
Her tell your mom I love her name is snack fried
Oh,
wife.
yeah.
I will tell her that.
We all have a
one
new
of my
name in this.
God,
inside
I
of
can't
our
believe I
world.
can't wait to see her because she's probably gonna slap the shit out of me when I say that to her. I'm like, yeah, you should change your Instagram name to Snack Fried Wife, and she's probably gonna give me that like Asian eye, like, how
Oh.
fucking dare you?
Yeah.
One of your alumni and one of our closest friends, Brent.
Yeah, yeah.
He
our last guest.
our last guest, yeah.
Oh.
I said snack fried twice at one point. He's like, "Don't say that."
Twice.
He has been there. He has been there at times. I'm not saying I'm famous or anything, but it's just like I just here to cook food. That's why I really love. I truly love just working. It's just
Yeah.
kind of something that's always occupied me.
Yeah.
But we've gone out to places and someone will randomly come up to me like, "You're snack fried rice," and I'm just like,
AK, that's the
Hey.
reason why his name is Donald Hollywood Hawk.
God.
Hung. It's hung like a wildebeest.
Hey,
That-
can you explain to these guys what the Hako is?
God.
Wait, so okay, so hang on.
That's a Childish Gambino lyric, right?
Technically, yes.
Really?
Explain what the Hako is.
Yeah.
I'm in Wahako.
The Hako. It's also if you look
These beers are hitting.
if you look on Urban Dictionary, the Hako HAWKO, it is
Bang.
a Jack in the Box taco with a Jack in the Box egg roll inside of it,
What the fuck?
sweet and sour and taco
Yeah, I knew
sauce.
Austin was gonna love this
Dude,
one.
I just
Also,
creamed
like
myself.
anytime I can do fucking curry,
Yeah, it's just
Some
like
sort
this
of-
weird ass mixtures. I was like, I knew this guy was gonna love this
Asian
one.
and Mexican, maybe.
I just want to mix weird foods together and just see what happens.
Oh,
like,
I'm
hold
all
on.
for it.
Like
You
this.
sound like a conqueror.
Let's go to In-N-Out and let's put a fucking fried egg on it. Let's see what happens there. I
don't
love
think that's
fried
that-
eggs.
I
on
don't think
burgers.
that's weird, but that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's not that weird.
Well, no, just
I
like
wouldn't do it to
something
In-N-Out.
that.
But do In-N-Out, but take the burger out and put
No,
a
put the
Chick-fil-A.
No,
Or put
Chick-fil-A.
brisket.
Oh God!
No, let's go in and out and just
That's
like
like
put
the
my whole
high-class
entire burger
McGangbang.
in batter and deep
You
fry
know
it.
what that is? The McGangbang, where it's like, so they
Oh,
used-
the McGangbang! I haven't heard that in
Yeah.
a minute.
Oh my god. Okay.
It's like the Big Mac.
No, it's not. It was the Big Mac. It was
McChicken.
it was the McDollar with the spicy chicken.
Oh yeah, you just put that together. It's the
Yeah.
McGangbang.
Yeah, the thing is,
God, that was
Oh,
so good.
wow.
I remember eating that when I was like 18.
I made the Hako as a joke
Okay.
because
right. No, you
we
didn't.
were doing a fast food pop up. Brent and I were doing a
Yeah.
fast food pop up with Koso, and we were making higher end
Okay,
fast food.
explain-
Oh,
explain
I
a-
remember that pop
Okay.
up. I was there for that
All
one.
right, let's do one at
A
a
lot
time.
of salt.
There's
A
too
lot of
much.
salt that
There's too
night.
much 8 people talking at once.
We're so
You gotta slow down with.
sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Koso, Austin's out of the loop, man.
Awesome.
And
So Koso was originally kind of Brent and I met. at
Brent Kinney is our last.
your last.
Yeah,
guest.
I'm gonna let Donnie take this.
We met a few, like 4 years ago. He
Yeah.
was working at Larder in the Delta when it was at DeSoto. And we started hanging out and eating together. And I asked him to do a pop up one day just for fun. And
Yeah.
it kind of spiraled into a bunch of pop ups. And we had a name called Koso, which was my Korean heritage, whatever you want to call that. And he cooked a lot of Southern food, so Ko and so. And so we became Mr. Ko and Mr. So.
Dude.
We decided we wanted to do a fast food pop-up. That was a lot harder, a lot more labor intensive than what we were used to, because we made like the infamous bowl, the KFC famous bowl. We call it the infamous bowl. We did the double decker taco, but with broccoli instead of meat. You know, there was a fish taco from Rubio's on there, and then
What the fuck, dude?
yeah.
Rubio's or Baja Fresh.
Ooh.
I don't
Yeah,
like
it's
Baja
like-
Fresh.
it's like-
I think
it's
I
like
think
Tijuana,
a
San
I
Diego
think it's
style,
I
like,
think it's a
Mexican
lower
food.
class version of Rubio's.
Yeah, I haven't been to either for a long time. I think I would probably go Rubio's.
I haven't been to Rubio since I was like 16, dude.
I just remember that Chipotle aioli on the
It's
There's
fifth.
a lot of
still
Rubio's
great.
in
I mean, it's
SoCal.
what you want. It's a crispy taco, shredded cabbage slaw, and salsa.
Yeah.
I mean,
Dude, you can give me the bullshit Macayo salsa if deep fried, like,
okay. I grew up on Macayos, so I'm always
Okay,
Yeah,
about
okay.
it.
but
We
let's
can-
be real honest. dude, it's not the
Macayos or
best salsa.
Serranos?
I don't know. I think both. You know, I can't do either or because I think both of them do different things very well.
Okay.
Because the salsa at Macayos is so iconic, you can't get rid of that.
There's a lot more cowboys at Serranos. I will say that.
Conversely, the
lot more
bean dip
hunkies.
at Serrano's, you can't get rid of that either because it's pretty.
Dude, one time I was 10 years old, and I ordered. No, I was probably 11. I ordered a non-alcoholic lime margarita, and out came a strawberry alcoholic one. I'm like, this tastes fucking weird. It's like, I took a few sips, and like, had I had the actual, the know-how, I probably would have just gone down a little deeper in that. But I showed my mom, and
That's how I felt about my first girlfriend.
Yeah. you should have gone this a few inches.
Just would have
closer.
got down a little deeper. And
And then strawberry margarita.
anyway,
yeah, but
Served it in a pitcher.
okay, so you can't make a decision. Tyka, Serranos or Macayos?
I've never really been to Toronto, so I'm gonna have to say Macayo.
I don't know.
Awesome.
which one's the Lord's food? Like In-N-Out. In-N-Out is the Lord's food because it has Bible verses
Macayo is a
all
lot
over
more
it.
popular. I'm gonna give you that.
I think Serranos might have more Bible verses than.
Yeah, I actually can't. I can't really.
Chimichangas.
I'd say Serranos for
The
me.
chimichangas, the mini chimichangas at Macayo's and Cheese
yes,
Crisp.
Macayo's. All
But
day.
also like the deep fried ice cream at Serrano's though, that
Fuck,
slaps.
dude.
And what's the other place? Rosita's?
Los Faves.
Oh.
Rosati's or
Los-
Rosita's?
Los fuck-
Rosati's. Oh, Los Faves and fucking Tempe right there. Yeah,
Oh my God. Los
No
Faves.
comment.
a
'Cause
lot
I'm
of
not the
memories
biggest fan.
there.
Oh, you're not?
I also like Carolina's. Like Carolina's tortillas. A
haven't
butter
been to
tortilla and
Carolina's.
salsa is
Amazing.
like fucking great.
You guys ever had butter flour tortillas with cinnamon on it?
Oh,
and
of
brown
course.
sugar?
Yeah.
Yes.
God,
And
that's
honey?
So
You ever had it
good.
with
I
honey?
do a little salt
no,
too.
no.
Oh yeah.
The
Sounds
Indian,
delicious.
the Indian fry bread guy kind of does that. He does like honey and fry bread.
Oh my
Dude,
god.
anything fried in brown sugar,
Okay.
dude, I'm down.
What kind of foods do you? I'm gonna go around. We're on the table. We're gonna start with Donnie. What kind of foods do you hate? Like what?
Okay.
What's something that you, Donnie, don't like? Is there any ingredient or
Scallops.
No scallops at all.
Wow, you had it on the raw bar?
For anyone didn't know, Donnie did the raw bar at
I'm
the
sorry.
Gladly.
What's your favorite flavored vodka? And don't tell me cotton candy, you
Scallops.
poser.
Deep Eddies.
Scallops.
Well, it's not so much. I love cooking scallops. I love the smell of scallops. It's fucking awesome. But for me, the texture is not the best.
Oh, I kind of.
And I'll eat. I love raw fish. I'll always eat a bunch of raw fish and other stuff in abalone. I've been to restaurants where I will always taste it, but it's just not my ingredient. I like to eat. It's
You like abalono?
Scallops are like little
abalone's
shrimps,
great.
right?
Scallops? They're
Scallops,
like
they look like little-
clams, right?
Oh
they're
right.
huge like abductors from
It's a
Just
big
a shell.
white circle piece of meat thing.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Anything that I feel like is judging me while I eat it is not my favorite.
Well,
I mean,
no, scallops are definitely not judging you.
I will
Okay.
say when you have
So-
we've had live scallops. Live scallops are a little bit different texture because they're freshly cut.
Can you eat? So, I don't know. When you get raw fish at a place, has it all been flash frozen first to kill
No.
parasites or anything? Isn't
I
that
mean,
sometimes
you
the
run
case?
that. You always run that risk. It's just always
Okay.
to know who handles your seafood. I mean, that place should be safe.
Yeah, Glybon had a
As well?
raw shrimp one time. I was like, I'm not gonna eat it. No offense, I love. Fucking
I love
Kat's
Kat.
food.
I love her.
I love her food.
I'm not the biggest fan of raw shrimp because texturally, I'm not the biggest fan of raw shrimp.
It just concerns me with how the state of fish in our world.
If anything, if it's been previously flash frozen, you're
Pretty much fine. That's what
Yeah,
they.
you're-
That's
Yeah, that's
what
what I'm saying.
less
That's what I'm
in
saying.
harm's way.
Yeah, you're fine with flat.
because
That's what I was asking.
You're
a lot of
technically
restaurants do that
curing.
with tuna.
Yeah, you're
Or
Yeah.
toro,
technically
they're-
curing the product.
Yeah.
by freezing it.
And that's why I'm always curious. I had weird ceviche once and that fucked me up. Okay, what foods don't you like or ingredients?
The only ingredients that always comes to my head when I get that question is wasabi and horseradish.
Really?
Well, actual
I-
wasabi you don't like?
Yeah,
Like the-
I don't like any form or way of horseradish or wasabi, like just root spice like that.
Yes.
What about some like
I
very
hate
pungent?
mustard. I hate mustard
You
seeds.
don't like? Okay, you don't like mustard. Okay.
Okay, not
Makes
even like
sense.
sweet pickled.
Nope.
Oh wow.
Really?
I had a bad incident when I was a kid, man, and it just stuck with me, dude.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
like me and uncles.
Yeah, like
Hide the mustard seed.
here's the story, dude. Here's the story. I was a kid.
That was a delayed
And,
My older brother forced mustard
and-
seeds.
dude,
down.
yeah, my older brother, my older fucking brother, and my cousin had this fucking stupid ass joke. Like they went out and got food, and I stayed home. I think I was just chilling at home, and it was like a weekend. And our parents were gone, and they went to Arby's and they went to Burger King. Like to get like they're like, oh, we're gonna get like some roast beef sandwiches, and we're gonna get some Junior Whoppers and shit, you know. But and I didn't want Arby's, I just wanted Burger King, so they got me my Junior Whoppers, but they got a shit ton of horseradish sauce,
Horsey, dude.
and they like put like just way too much, like even just for a child, dude. Like that's
poor
way too much.
guy.
Yeah,
I wish I was there to rescue you,
and
man.
they doused
Save
my
you from
burger in horseradish sauce, and I was so I was so hungry, dude. Like, this is little Tyka that hasn't eaten all day. Like, grown little
Yeah.
boy.
I'm sorry.
And they get home,
I'm
dude,
sorry.
and they give me my burger, and they're like, "Oh, here's your burger." I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm so fucking hungry." I like literally like ripped that wrapper apart and just like shoved half that burger in my mouth, and it was just a burst of horseradish, dude. And then I spit it out, and then
Dude,
like
that's
I started
literally like
crying.
Trojans for me.
Yeah, I started crying. I like
rip it
almost
open
threw
and-
up. I almost threw up, and I was just like screaming
Yeah.
at them, like, "What the fuck was that?"
Dude, it's
And they were laughing. I was like, "What are you guys
It's
laughing
intense,
about?" It's like,
man.
and they're like, "Oh, it's
Oh, so they
horseradish."
fucked with you.
I don't
Oh, they're
like. I don't.
fucking with
Okay,
you.
so I'm not the biggest fan of horseradish. Like
Yeah.
it's been in wasabi, but when it's used like very light, like deathly.
You know, honestly, I
Oh,
finally
yeah.
started coming
It
around.
can
Maybe
cross
like
that line quick.
I started
Yeah.
coming around the corner about horseradish maybe a year or two ago.
Okay.
But it's like minimal. Like I can only handle like little
Depends,
minimal
your
dosage.
fresh- I think the fresh is gonna do better for you than.
Because the fresh is so
Yeah,
different.
and then like it just traumatized me.
It's hard to find.
It like
though.
literally traumatized me. So like when I was like maybe like, you know, like when I was like 21, 22, like I'll come around horseradish again. I'm like, no, this is
People-
utterly disgusting.
People demand horseradish for shrimp cocktail. I mean,
Oh, I know, dude. There's
it's-
like people out there that be like, "Oh, when you make my shrimp cocktail, can I get extra
Oysters.
horseradish in it?"
Yeah.
I'm like,
I'm not
Bloody
sure
Mary.
if you've seen it. I always have. So Atomic is the brand everyone gets. It's like the spiciest horseradish with like vinegar in it as well. It's pretty intense. You open that jar, you smell it. And so I always ask people in the kitchen, "Would you like to smell this garlic if this is too sweet?" And I have video of it, and people just smell it like, "Oh."
yo, dude, like even for Chinese food, like when like Chinese people put like yellow mustard powder in their dishes, I'm like, oh, I can
see it.
fucking taste this.
See, I like that flavor. I like that whatever that compound is. I like mustard. I like mustard greens too, but it has to be in a very, it can cross the line quick. Okay, all right. So
What would
scallops for you.
Yeah. What would yours then be?
Oh, I'll go last. Austin's next.
What's Austin's then?
Well,
Mine, you're gonna judge.
I was force fed ham or cheese hot pockets as a kid. I don't like those.
ham and cheese podcast.
Just had a conversation about hot pockets yesterday.
Fucking love those.
Sausage and pepperoni is only you can't go ham's gross.
Sausage was lean pockets.
I just don't like. I don't really like those. But
God, I
but
love
also
Hot
as a
Pockets.
kid, so
Fuck
when I was a
fuck
really
me,
picky
pot.
eater,
I love hot Pockets.
my mom would
love
make
Hot
this pot
Pockets, too.
roast, and I hated the pot roast, and I would like literally have to sit at the table, and they would force me to eat it, and I was like, I don't like this.
Well,
Was it like bland pot roast though? It
Yeah.
was just like water,
Oh no, it was
beef,
horrible.
and carrots and potatoes.
because you get this really
Okay,
fucking lean
I agree.
piece of chuck roast that you
understand.
don't cook long enough. It's slow. You know what I
I
mean?
understand because when growing up in Cleveland in summers, they would always make meatloaf, but they
Yeah.
wouldn't use ground beef. They would use ham, and they grind it up and make ham loaf. And I thought it
Oh
was the
god,
gross.
that's fucking
Oh,
gross.
dude, I thought it was the grossest thing ever. I love my
Yeah.
family. I'm sorry, guys.
I still
That's like Exo sauce in a solidified form.
yeah.
Ugh.
And you know what I actually realized later is
Actually
like
beats an XO.
That sounds bomb.
Okay.
so for
we keep getting ahead of ourselves. So you guys are gonna owe us an explanation of XO, but keep going, Austin.
my mom is the pickiest eater I know, and so her making like a pot roast, it makes sense that it's just not good, and she knows this. I'm not bad mouthing her,
Yeah.
because
Shout out to Jamie Gavin.
yeah. But I mean, I'm
I
thankful
love your mom. I
now.
fucking love her.
Regardless, like I will eat anything, like,
Yeah.
and I'm thankful that I get to like travel and do all this stuff because I love getting to try stuff that, I mean, I'm coming from a family that it was like dino chicken nuggets all day. You know what I mean?
Ain't
So,
nothing wrong
like,
with that.
Foster
I
Farms
literally went to
corn dogs.
Africa once and I watched a goat get killed and then we cooked it.
Nice.
Yeah, it was fucking wild.
That sounds bomb right now too.
I could taste how scared the goat was because they didn't have a sharp knife, so it
God.
was just like a butter knife, just like,
Oh.
and it was like. But I ate it.
Oh man.
Jesus.
Yeah. So
I gotta hear what's Matt. What is yours?
Mine. Okay, so there's two things. One of them, I'm just very sensitive to it. I can always taste it in anything. It's celery. I can taste celery seed in fucking anything, and I think it's a bullshit food. I think
Really?
I fucking don't. I
Wow,
like,
if anyone would have told me about celery juice, it'd be like you.
well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. In some cases, I like celery juice. In you know what I mean. But I don't know if I don't like it. I don't quite love eggplant. But I don't really like ham that much. I don't really like even country ham. Is like I don't know.
What kind of ham? Just like pork in general?
I
Just
love-
cured pork.
no,
cured pork?
Oh baby, I had a fucking.
Or like
I made myself a
city
rib
ham
chop
or country ham?
with rosemary and brown butter the other
Are you
night.
talking about like city ham?
I'm talking about country ham, like the fucking like the southern version of prosciutto kind of shit. I don't know, man. I mean, just generally the ham, that part of the pork has its own particular flavor. It's that porky fucking oinky flavor.
The smell was pretty intense for those cured hams.
Let me get closer. There.
Sorry.
Yeah.
The smell is pretty intense for those hams as well.
Yeah.
So I can understand that.
But
it would.
I think the first thing that comes to mind is celery, probably.
I love celery. Especially there's better celery.
I
now.
love celery root though.
Okay, there's celery root's awesome, but there's better celery now.
Well, try the
tiny
different-
pink or purple celery too, which is. But
I haven't
if
tried
you're
that.
not the
when
biggest,
when I grew celery, it was fucking tasty. I just
Try celery from like obviously your own garden and mass produced, and it's a lot more like luscious and sweet.
and it has like so much more depth of flavor to
Yes.
it. Yeah. So I would say probably the closest thing I think is celery. Me and my sister too. We're both very like, you know how people are like, oh, is there cilantro there? I can taste it.
Mm.
Yeah,
I
for us,
understand
it's
I understand like the soap part of cilantro.
I love the taste
as well.
of soap, so that's why I like apricot and cilantro.
Yeah, because you have a bad mouth.
Yeah, I always get brushed
You got
out.
that box of borax right there.
Okay, let's see. Let's kind of reel ourselves in. I'm really enjoying this, by the way.
That's great.
You guys know so much about food
So much.
and so much about restaurants.
I'm
I fe-
overwhelmed and a little turned on.
Yeah, I could tell Austin's turned on, and so you need to make his turn on really worth it for him.
It's
Can
all
you
Donnie.
explain
Donnie's
XO?
like the mastermind.
XO sauce. We can talk about QP if you want.
Kewpie.
Japanese mayo. I
Japanese
love Japanese stuff in my
Just-
face.
That's one of the H Mart is very. If you've been to H Mart,
I've ironically heard so much about H Mart in the last 2 weeks.
yeah, we should.
Well,
I've
they
never
just
been.
recently opened up. That's
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
really?
I love Mekong too. It's right across the street. We could do both in one day.
Oh, okay.
H Mart's like
Right.
it's just kind of like the Whole Foods of Asian markets.
Right.
As far
I mean,
as I've
H
been.
Mart's great. Don't get me wrong. Like my review and my perspective on H Mart's is it's like it's fun ingredients. You can still get like really easy ingredients like I don't know, like cabbage and red cabbage and stuff like
It's
that in the
normal
produce
produce,
section,
yeah.
like normal produce. And then next thing you know, like boom, there's like a bag of like some debojjigae, which is like a spicy Korean style like bag like soup. And then you can get like kimchi. Then you can get like marinated, Korean.
And rambutans, like the
Yeah,
little
then you get like
lychee things.
marinated Korean Snake River Farms beef or whatever,
Yeah.
and stuff like that, which is super cool. But
Wagyu.
Mekong Plaza, you go across the street to Mekong, you're like, H Mart don't got no laoganma, like some chili, like
H
Szechuan
Mart's been
chili
around
oil.
since the 70s too.
Yeah, but like
H
like,
Mart's a
like
little
super
more-
super Korean,
It's
Refined.
Korean and,
then
Chinese,
H Mart's
right?
like
Yeah.
like where they hold their staples, like in Whittier and Garden Grove and Gardena in California.
Yeah.
Like that's where they made it big.
Dude,
Especially
so
in Koreatown too.
I
in
went
LA.
there, and we have this habit. We're having this retail therapy thing going on in our house where it's just grocery store retail therapy. We're not buying Amazon shit. Like we're not ordering shit online, really. At least for me particularly. But I'll just go. I'm
You
like,
guys are buying groceries online?
no, Joel does. I'm like, what the fuck? You're spending like 20 extra bucks. He got Amazon delivered like stuff in like astronaut packages yesterday.
Yeah, I've seen those.
But we have 3 18 packs of eggs right now.
what?
It was not. I mean, I bought one of them, and then apparently I came home. I was like, "Oh God, there's a whole full one. Who bought this?" And Joel's like, "I should have checked the fridge before I ordered anything." I was like,
I
"Yeah."
guess we're eating quiche for the whole week.
Do you
I
guys
know-
share
I know.
ingredients like that?
Eggs are community, bananas are community because like it just makes sense for that. Most condiments, and then condoms will share the same. Don't worry about it. Anyway.
Been
That's I'll delete.
Asian
We'll edit that
is
one
more
out.
Korean specialty.
Asiana, and that's on
Um,
West Side, right?
Yes. There's also
Peoria.
one. There's also one down the street from H Mart as well.
Yeah, there's one in Mason. There's one in like.
So it's a
Oh,
mile.
and-
It's a
yeah.
mile.
Yeah,
There's
it's
one on the
just a
west
little
side. There's
south
one
of
on the
it.
north side too. Like there's an Asiana market on the north side.
There's also
Dude, Chandler is huge. Chandler and Mesa are like the biggest Asian populations in Arizona.
and the
Asian
west side
people love
too.
Asian people
West
love
side, too.
suburbia, dude.
If you look at the
One of our best friends is Chinese.
Mhm.
Evan. Yeah, he's awesome.
Shout out to Evan.
Shout out
Oh.
to Evan.
going back to it really quick, XO
Suburbia. That's,
XO sauce is kind of
Yeah.
a Chinese sauce. It has generally dried scallops,
Johnny's
and
fave.
kind of ham, Chinese ham, canola oil, garlic, ginger, and then it's usually some kind of paste as well. They're all cooked together.
like what paste? Like what?
It's like a Chinese pepper paste.
Oh, okay. Some sort of pepper paste. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
And it's like a master. It's like a master sauce.
Yeah.
For a lot of dishes, it's like you add that.
Like
It's
a
like your natural MSG kind of thing.
Demi-glaze. Yeah, just savory shit.
It's kind of like sherry. You know how like there's the original batch of sherry is somehow floating around somewhere in there.
Yeah. Like the mother thing. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So with what was I gonna ask? Important question. Oh, with classically, in Asian cuisine, what oils were they using for? Would they ever use animal fat? Did they ever use butter? Like, why don't you see a lot of cow product in besides just beef? You don't see a lot of cream and
a lot of Asians couldn't process dairy.
Oh, okay.
Back then, because cheese is becoming a bigger product, especially if you start looking at Korean culture. People are adding cheese to a lot of dishes, like cheesy corn, and that's
Korean
recent.
nachos.
Yeah, Korean, but even the not only nachos, the tteokbokki, which tteokbokki is little rice cakes with like the gochujang, the hot pepper paste sauce, and people are adding cheese on that now.
Okay.
Back-
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Even on their short ribs, the cheesy
Yeah.
galbi.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome.
Not
But
the nachos.
ba-
my bad.
back then, they couldn't process tofu. They ate tofu and they mixed it with, just pureed it. But that was a different thing because their bodies could not process a lot of dairy, and that's why you see some of the older Asians, they cannot drink milk.
Yeah. Well, you think about anyone who has a background in an equatorial area of the world,
Yep.
you don't have to deal with harsh winters where you can't grow anything. So you don't have to rely on livestock. Whereas if you have like a Nordic or Scottish background, you have more ability to digest lactose because during the winter you can't fucking grow food, so you ferment everything and you rely on livestock where you're drinking milk, making cheese. So like equatorial, especially like Africa and Southeast Asia and like I mean a lot of Asia too, but just around where the equator is, you don't have to worry. It's kind of the same temperature most of the year.
Yeah.
So you have veggies and fruits always growing. So that's kind of where that whole thing generally comes from, like predisposition to be able to digest that stuff. It's weird. But I feel like I just derailed for some reason.
No, you're
talking
good.
about everyone got all quiet, man.
I don't really know that much about the Asian culture, truthfully. Tyka has more upbringing than I do on that.
Yeah.
I just kind of look at different ingredients, but even then, I'm not anywhere near anything.
It's just like two different like backgrounds, like
Sure.
Donnie has done his studying. He's like gone out and eaten in a lot of different places and stuff like that.
But there's better
and-
people like Kyle. Have you been to Chula Seafood? Kyle, who's their chef. I mean, Kyle's Korean. He's adopted Korean, so him and I are kind of like brothers in that sense.
Who's the other chef there? What's his name?
Paulo.
He's talking about Juan Zamora and stuff.
Yes.
Juan Zamora, yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
That
He's
was
doing
fun.
much better.
Yeah, he just had COVID recently too.
Oh,
Yeah.
he did?
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to
but-
him, man. He's a really nice guy. I've only met
great
him
dude.
once when I did that James Beard
Super
thing.
humble for a person that came in that tyranny like style kitchen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How fucking how crazy is that? And this is something we talked about wanting to get into, Donnie, like mental health and in restaurant games. So like, here's the thing. I'm not gonna name names.
I gotta pee for this one.
Okay, that's fine. You've gone twice now. It's kind of weird. I'm kind of concerned about you. You just don't want to snort heroin in front of us. Fine. I'll do that. I'll go to my mom's house, and the drive's about 30 minutes, and I'll drink water on the way and hydrate. And then I usually have to pee when I'm there. She's like, "Why do you always go to the bathroom first here?" I'm like, "I don't want to snort heroin in front of you."
Oh, I thought you were about to say you snort heroin. You snort heroin on the way or
I did
after.
too.
And I was
It's
like,
damn.
No.
Jesus, dude, you
No,
need help?
I want to get really relaxed once I get there. No, I've never snorted heroin. I've only smoked it.
I think now a lot of the without getting too much into it, a lot of the world and where Tyka can attest to, and I'm not the kitchen culture because everything. Have you listened to David Chheng's podcast?
I always forget that to listen to that podcast.
David
I really
Chheng.
should.
I'm not sure if you know who David Chheng is. Austin. He's a chef in New York that has the Momofuku Empire,
Okay.
and he's incredible.
Dude, yeah. Ugly Delicious. What's it? Breakfast, Lunch, Dinner? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Too? Amazing shows on Netflix. It's fucking cool.
He like
Goes out with,
the
like,
amount of
celebrities.
kind of accolades and everything that happened was pretty incredible. And
he's like the next Anthony Bourdain, so to speak.
He's intense at times. His food's delicious. I've been to Major Domo. I've been to Sambar and his milk
Major
bar.
Domo's in LA.
LA,
right?
yeah, incredible.
Some bars in Lower Manhattan.
And then there's also his other place, Fuku, which is his it's pretty much the Asian Chick-fil-A sandwich is pretty good.
Oh wow.
I never went to Bang Bar, which is his other place that does like the turned. He does like the Korean
bowls.
pastor.
Oh,
wow.
He also
yeah.
does mortadella and lardo. That's pretty ridiculous.
Damn.
But
His background's like in French cuisine too.
he went through that system. A lot of old guys
This
went
motherfucker.
through. went through that
Tyka.
system. A lot of the older generation, through the 80s, the 70s, 80s, and, chefs weren't celebrities. So it was just kind of like you were servants at one point of your
Right.
life. And, you worked through the trenches. And now Wolfgang Puck was a big reason why Celebrity Chef happened. And all these chefs now, I mean, you look at it now, it's like the first post social media celebrity chef wave. And I'm not dissing on social media. I use social media too. It's whatever. But I think that this industry is just kind of and this is not just our industry, it's every industry. A lot of bad behavior happens and they push it aside. And I
Right.
think now people are saying this isn't right. And people are kind of looking and say, this really isn't right. We're screwing ourselves mentally and physically. And I'm not trying to diss on owners. I have a lot of respect for people who put their life on the line every day and doing what they do.
It's such small margins. You're going on sometimes 4 to 6% profit margin. You sell $100, you walk with 6. So it's not like you're not getting rich by this shit. And and for a long time, and I'm look at you back to it. A lot of chef. I mean, obviously we all know who. I'm not gonna say the fucking name, but someone recently, and you had more association with him.
Yeah.
But we can cut it out. I'm not gonna say much, but
Yeah, you're all
I'm just saying some people have gone. People have talked about them right publicly, but for a long time, that kind of a Dickie Chef mindset was kind of encouraged, right? So you have someone like what's the fucking Hell's Kitchen guy
Yeah,
throwing
Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay, yeah, sorry, I couldn't think of his name.
Well,
Throwing
that's what
plates at
a lot
people
of
and
society,
yelling.
a lot of society thinks that.
Yeah,
And
Like, what makes
So
you think
that's
that
celebrated
that,
and
that was just like
encouraged.
Gordon Ramsay's natural behavior? Like, he obviously learned that from someone else.
Yeah.
Marco Pierre White.
Exactly.
If you look, so on YouTube, and it has boiling points when Gordon Ramsay opened his very first restaurant.
I just watched that the other day, dude.
It's
Yeah.
old school. It's like the food is old school looking too, because there's different periods of cuisine.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty cool to watch.
Let me bring up this video that I recorded from the boiling point that would never fly in a kitchen ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
You look at that. I look at those old videos. I was like, wow, it was pretty crazy what. And Gordon Ramsay accomplished a lot, but at the same time, I look at it and I was like, man, this is just pure abuse.
yeah. So
Yeah.
and that was.
Are you ever allowed to do this in a kitchen now? Like,
All right, hang on. I'm gonna pause this so we can, because it's not gonna be
like
Trent.
slapping someone on top of their head?
Hang on, let me watch what you're showing. We're gonna pause real quick. It's time for ads, baby. Okay, so we took a little break and we already explained this to you guys. We do ads every week. We give ourselves and each other we need to create a fake ad about a real company, and or sometimes I'll choose my wife. I don't have a wife. That was last week's and threw Austin for a loop.
Nice.
And then so in this case, it's me and Austin versus Tyka and Donnie. And so Tyka and Donnie gave us flat Pringles. So do you want to start off, Austin, or do you want me to start off?
You can.
Ladies and gentlemen, this podcast is brought to you by Flat Pringles. Have you ever wondered why you can't seem to like scoop that last few stacks of delicious potato mash deep fried with pepperoni pizza flavor on it out of your little tube? Well, guess what? We're going to make it even harder for you now with Flat Pringles. There's not even a little duckbill shape anymore. It's just we can stack 10 times as many Pringles in a can. Tell me more, Austin.
The flat Pringle actually is coming from a modern discovery that eating Pringles with the idea of being able to make a duck-shaped beak is not ideal. So now these are literally meant that you just lick your 2 fingers and you just grab it, snags onto your hand, and you just.
It's called lick and stick technology.
Lick and stick
it's
technology.
Patented technology by Pringles.
Flat
Co.
Pringles is brought to you by Lick and Stick Technology, which makes it extremely easy. So if you're gaming and you just.
Yeah, just yeah.
And you're just right back at it. You're not fisting a tube trying to grab this Pringle and breaking them all.
Because nobody likes fisting a tube unless you're into that kind of thing. And generally, most people I know aren't into that kind of
I
thing,
generally
right?
drink from the Pringles tube, so I'm like,
Okay, this is our ad. Okay, so
I'm sorry, sir. I don't mean to demonetize you.
Sour cream flat Pringles coming to you live in September 2020.
current flavors are salt.
This will also be featured in the Nacho Bar.
Yeah, and chips and drip. And I'll tell you about chips and drip later if I remember. You're gonna love it. Flat Pringles comes in salt flavor,
Pizza
pizza, and guacamole,
and guacamole.
and just cumin.
And for our great friend, we have a horseradish Pringles as well.
Yeah, it's got a picture of Tyka. It's
Horse
sponsored by Tyka.
mustard.
Literally,
Pringles.
it's Tyka just wearing no shirt, just on the can, just like,
15% of all.
and he's just licking his two fingers.
That sounds fucking delicious.
Yeah.
so good. So use your code. Tell your mommy we love her. 69.
69. Yep.
Yep. And
Gives you $15 more per can.
it will charge you $15 more, which goes directly to us, which starving artist, and
Yeah, we got to pay for these microphones somehow.
somehow because we're gonna break them right after this.
$100 mics are fucking valuable.
Mhm.
All right, that's our
Flat
ad.
Pringles, finger licking good. Ooh.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Rate it on a scale of 1 to 8.
Oh man.
Maybe like a 7.99.
Yeah.
7.9.
Damn, dude.
6.9, if you know what I mean.
On the Richter scale, baby. Earthquake.
This was on a Scoville scale.
Oh, Scoville.
You'd be a jalapeno.
Grown in a dry climate. So,
Yeah,
all
very
right.
Nice.
And now the tides have turned. We have another podcast sponsor, Tyka and Donnie. Can you guys tell us a little bit about what's going on?
Have you heard of Keystone Light?
No, tell me more about it.
Keystone Light, you know. Are you tired of fancy microbrews that are $20 a pint?
Yes.
Are you
Keystone
tired of microbrews that only come in 1 pint and not 24?
Yes.
Do you want to camp out all night at a bar with just 1 beer and go home a champion because you have money in your bank account?
Yes.
Well, Keystone Light's for you. It's all natty.
Oh, shit.
That was actually a really good ad.
Thank you.
Is there a discount code or anything?
There actually is. It's a Broloff 25.
Okay.
Roll off 25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard to remember. I like it.
That's
Yeah.
good. What do you get from that discount code?
You know, you actually get a deflated basketball because you got to blow it up, and then you just hold it on your side while you drink your Keystone Light around ASU.
Play ball with the boys.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
sick. Is it a pretty hydrating drink while you're
It
balling?
actually is. If it's like 120 outside, drink Keystone Light, you won't pass out at a park. I promise.
Oh, that's fucking
And you also
awesome.
get a trophy of representing how much you let your family down, by the way.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, you do? That's sick.
Perfect.
Well, our ad didn't get that, so please go out and buy a Keystone Light today.
You go to ASU? No, I just drink Keystone Light.
Yeah. NAU, never heard of it. I heard about Keystone Light.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck yeah, cool. That's the first guest podcast. I think you guys did our first guest ad. I think you guys did really well. So,
Yeah.
what do you
Very
think,
good
Austin?
at very
What
pre-recorded
scale
things.
of 1 to 8? That was definitely pre-recorded.
It was a A plus.
Yeah,
8 plus.
I would say it's a 7.99 too.
7.99.
Yeah, good job, guys.
I try to be one take. It's the Food Network in me.
Yo, you did it. So have you done stuff for like Chop?
Yeah, he's been on Chop, dude.
Yeah.
What?
Tammy and I talked about that, actually.
Oh yeah.
It was pretty crazy.
So, can you like give us a little lowdown on what Chopped was like?
Yeah,
Do you know
tell
who
it-
Shirley Chung is? Shot
Yeah,
in the dark.
from Shirley Chung.
Uh-huh.
She's from Top Chef.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tight. She was in the documentary that I worked on that got
Was
shelved.
she second? She got second place to Brooke, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Brooke.
Badass.
And then she made to the finals too, like a couple years before too.
Yeah, that's right.
that was
She's
awesome.
badass.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
has
She
a
worked for Jean
restaurant-
George for a long time.
Uh-huh.
Not John
Yeah.
George. Is it John George?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has a
French
restaurant in L.A. called Miss Chi.
Yes.
Miss Chi.
Fucking
yeah.
vibrant ass
So-
Chinese lady.
Yes.
In case you guys didn't know, Austin does filmography, and can you explain your
photography and video and
yeah
Oh, nice.
documentaries, and
yeah? So
I work at an ad agency, but we're building a studio side. And yeah, I've been working on a documentary that just got shelved because cancel culture. So fuck yeah, but here we are.
yeah.
Jeez. Yep.
So I thought it'd be a cool fact for you guys to know about him. You know?
Very nice.
That's crazy because literally I just brought that up out of a whim, but yeah, I've got to hang out with her and she was awesome. But she has a really cool restaurant in
Nice.
LA.
I had a great time. I mean, I'm not
On Chopped.
on Chopped. Yeah.
So what was
I'm-
that like?
Yeah.
So
Talk
it's
through
like
it.
a lot of I applied for fun. in I think March, years ago. This is years ago. I applied for March, and they did a big casting call in Arizona, and I got a call back. Just kind of called, like, just talking to them, saying, you know, they ask you questions about what you do, what you like, and everything. And I really enjoyed kind of like talking to them. I think it went really well. And then I got an email said, oh, we're going to have a video interview with you, or a phone in person. Some people got in-person camera auditions. Some people just got a Skype call or whatever. I got a Skype call. It was great. It went well.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if I never thought I'd get on the show. So I'm just like, oh, whatever. And then I got an email saying a filming crew will come up to the Gladly where I work and film me for like the pre-bio.
Okay.
Which happens to everyone.
Yep.
And then what happened, I got an email like a day later after that saying, congratulations, you're accepted. Like, I was like, no fucking way.
Dude, that's awesome.
It was cool.
When was this?
God, this was like 3 years ago.
Mike.
This was about 3 years ago, probably.
Oh, okay. Damn.
Yeah, I met some cool people.
Sure. You get paid to go on there?
They give you a travel stipend, so
Okay.
I found my hotel and the
Hey, that's awesome.
hotel and plane
Yeah.
ticket to it, so it was great. I got to see some friends in New York, got to eat, and it was fun. It was kind of crazy being there. I met some really good people. One of the judges was Adam Sobel. He's the chef for Michael Mina. He used to run RN74 in San Francisco, really high-end restaurant. And I got to say, hey, it was a very brief conversation because I remember, so when they film everything like 5 times.
Yep.
And so when I walked out, I like put my hand up like, hey, how you guys doing? And right as I put my hand up, I was like, okay, that's Freitag, that's Chris Santos. And I look on the end, it's like, is that fucking Adam Sobel? Shit. Well, he's won King of Pork contest,
Okay.
which is a big competition every year where they have like Koshan, the Grand Butcher in New Orleans. They have a competition who cooks the best pork dishes, and it becomes like a regional thing, then a national thing. He won the national competition, but he's an incredible chef. And I got to say, hey, I had a meal at RN74 years ago. It was awesome. Thank you. But I was just happy to be there.
Yeah.
I also almost fell on that show because they tell you not to run.
Yeah.
So once the timer really started, I said, fuck it. I ran. I went, I grabbed a meat grinder, and right as I come back, no one can go in front of the tables because there's all the cameras. There's like 14 cameras. I had non-slip shoes. I hit the mat, and the mat slid me about a foot. And all I could think about was I'm going down on national television. I'll never live it down. Thankfully, I caught myself and stood up.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's yeah. Well, are they? Because they can cut that out though.
Yeah, they did cut it. They cut it out. But
okay.
if someone falls like that, that's not being cut out. That's gonna be that's got to be kept in.
Watch this fucking idiot just eat shit.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, Tyka. Let me. We gotta ask you a few questions, man, because we're gonna eat some Chinese food here soon.
So
What's up? I know who you are, okay? I know some of us know who you are, but tell people who you are, you know? Because we talked a little bit about it earlier. We didn't really speak too much about it.
Right.
You started off, your career, and I also want to point out that you're also a musician too. You're a guitarist and you're a singer.
Ooh.
And you're a piece of shit. I was overall. As like a human, you know what I mean? Like, I don't mean that offensively. It's just like it's true. So
it is very true.
tell us about that piece of shit lifestyle you live.
I don't know, man. I used to cook for a long time, for maybe about like 8 or 9 years, and then made the transition to being in front of house and being a bartender, and sort of shit my way into being a bartender to a lot of places, and
Yeah.
working in the Phoenix area for that matter. And I ran a pop up called the Phoenix Diners Collective, and done a few pop-ups with Donnie. Donnie's like one of the main chefs that are always usually a part of it, just because we work so well together. So I've always leaned on him to help me do pop-ups because we've done it many times before in Phoenix. But
Yeah.
that's about the gist of it. And I love playing music. I am a guitarist, drummer,
Dude.
Awesome
mediocre
drummer.
singer. Nothing like
I'm a drummer too.
Really?
Yeah, we all went for
yeah.
drums in high
Dang,
school.
let's bang sometime.
sick.
I made some music last night, ironically, and that was like super fun.
That's awesome.
Was
fuck
Janice involved?
just loudly. In some
Janice is
little
Tika's
voice.
mom. Janice is a very common Cambodian.
Janice is your snare
Yeah,
drum.
I play a lot of music. My deep passions is music and food.
Nice.
Cocktails is sort of an afterthought, but I'm
So-
okay with it.
It was my birthday a few weeks ago, and I had.
Oh, happy birthday!
Thanks,
belated.
dude. Appreciate you fucking saying
I
something.
texted you that night too, asshole. So don't.
I know, and I
play
did.
that. Don't play that. Don't play that with me.
You
Don't play
just
that.
now did that?
No, I texted him on his birthday night too, but
What'd you
just,
say?
I don't remember.
Doesn't remember. Yeah, it doesn't seem like he fucking
You
really
know, you
did.
just gotta.
Okay, let me check my text.
Well, I blocked your number, so.
Oh, you're welcome.
It's all
I always
good.
say some rude shit to Stewie though.
Yeah, he's always like,
It's-
dude.
he makes it easy.
I want to say what I want to say. I want to say something. Oh, Tika's in that stupid skateboarding shit.
Oh
Those
yeah.
fucking punk kids.
I've
Just
been
like
Oh, you
doing
rolling-
skate?
skateboard too.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Do you like skateboarding, Donnie?
No. Do I look like I can skateboard?
Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah, we got the fucking
dude, I've been
Cambodian
skateboarding
Steve over
so
here.
much lately too.
Yeah, you
Sorry.
good, you good and shit. I've seen you in videos and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
Good as shit.
you good and shit. But you ain't gonna
Yeah,
be
if
sponsored.
he was in high school, he could get girls.
Yeah,
The last time I got
you
a
can
girl,
still
was
get
like,
girls. Girls love fucking trashy poor people.
I know. Before he
An
met his
immigrant. Just joking,
before he
skater
met his
community.
girlfriend, I was at Cobra and he would always just like people would come up to him like, oh, "You're Tyka Chheng.
Oh.
Oh my god,
Skater boy, see you later, boy.
oh god, no.
You either have to be really trashy and poor or really rich.
Tyka's
Yeah.
a very handsome Asian, and so he was just all like, cool, just have the arm out, have a drink in one hand, like, hey, how you doing? And then people would just flock to him.
It's probably because I always question the
Dudes
status
mostly. A
quo.
lot of the guys. It was back then. You had a lot
He
of
would,
like.
he would
a lot
actually
of
be
dick.
like
Lot of
one,
boys.
one leg up,
A lot
one leg
of
up
male
on the-
friends.
Yeah.
on the rail there.
Mm-hmm. So wow. Okay.
I like
Yeah.
men.
Yeah. That's just all I'm gonna keep from this podcast is that. Shout out. Yeah, dude. That's thank you for sharing. I interrupted it a few times, but
Fun.
but I'm an interrupter, you know. Sometimes
He always
Yeah.
does. It makes me blood red.
So,
now.
I mean, just to sum it down, just my main passions is cooking and food and
Mhm.
food and beverage in general.
and pluralizing things that you don't need.
Yeah, it's true. That is my Chinglish always coming out.
True. I love joking with you. You know how much I fucking
English was never
value
my
and
first
respect
language,
you.
so part
Yeah.
of my language.
Dude, that's badass. I wish I knew another language.
Yeah. I was like
what
in
would
those
you
like
learn?
speech impediment classes growing up too.
I was too.
I was always like, why am I in this
ESL.
class? Yeah.
I
was.
used to judge those kids. So
Yeah.
like, I guess I was kind of in it.
And like I was a little dyslexic growing up too, so it was just like a little like.
I had a friend that had he was Mexican, spoke perfect English, but he had like a Brooklyn accent when he was a younger kid, so they put him in ESL.
oh
God.
man, that's a bummer.
Brooklyn, that's weird.
Yeah, he would just speak like a Brooklyn, New
What
York
if like
accent.
walk into the classes and be like, facts?
Aren't there a lot of? Correct me if I'm wrong. Are there a lot of Chinese people that live in Mexico City? Isn't there like a huge Chinese?
Oh, yeah, there's a
population?
big Chinese population in
South
Mexico
America.
City, South America in general.
Yeah.
Bogota, Colombia.
Mexicali, Calexico.
Bogota?
Colombia, man.
Yeah.
Like some of the best ceviches in Peru as well
Yeah,
is made by an
Japanese
Asian
people-
guy.
A lot of Japanese
Really?
people in
Chinese
Peru
dude. Yeah,
and
makes
in
sense.
Brazil. There's
Dude, I love the idea of Peru. I really want to.
a lot of Japanese people were given opportunity to own their own land and citizenship in Peru and Brazil, so they took it.
Fuck yeah, I'm gonna go eat some cuy. Have you guys ever had cuy?
Mm-hmm.
Guinea pig? You have?
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's good.
It's all right.
Damn it, you guys are so experienced.
Never eaten it.
You're not really
Oh.
you're not really
You're not
missing
missing
much.
much.
I just want to eat a little
dude.
hamster. El Chuyo will
Have you guys
special
ever had
order it.
muskrat?
Yes.
I've
Oh.
had rat before.
Mm,
It's pretty healthy.
yeah.
What
rat-
is muskrat?
I'm not country enough in Cambodia and Vietnam.
Do you
for
not
that.
know
Okay.
enough about muskrat? Well, you're not a hunky, so that's probably. Yeah.
Dude, those things look so cute and cuddly. too,
Muskrats?
though, dude. Yeah.
They,
Is that kind of like a?
you
It's
just
a type of like. It kind of literally looks like something like that.
Oh, I mean, I've had
It
squirrel
looks like
before.
a fucking beaver, dude.
It's like a
It
beaver
does.
squirrel.
Looks like
I
a
grew up in a hunting
little
family.
beaver.
My dad and I
But it's
hunted
like a
as
whole
kid. So.
Oh,
like
okay.
thing in like Kentucky or something. Like a
It's-
whole.
Dude,
no,
do you like-
no.
Oh, God.
Pump the brakes, guys. This is not
This skin's like
Kentucky.
super chewy, I heard.
It's
and
in the
all that stuff.
Northeast, yeah. So there's a really good dish that Austin's fond of, and this is why he kind of brought up the Chipotle thing
They're
earlier.
kids that cook this.
They
by
make
the way.
Scurry Curry, dude.
Scurry Curry.
It's called Scurry Curry.
Scurry Curry.
Yeah.
There's
What an epic name.
We've got an episode.
Wow.
If anyone hasn't listened to the episode, it's one of our funniest ones.
That's probably one of the best episodes.
Scurry Curry.
Besides this one.
We'll just say that for to make them feel good. Yeah, it's the best one. So we found this. I had found this like fucking recipe like Googling of this like farmers.com or something about about how to the best to prepare muskrat, and there's like competitions and kids do it. They fucking cook them shits.
It's literally like in schools.
It's gnarly, and it looks looks
bacon
disgusting.
Fucking quilts
It's
out
like,
of
and it's really stringy and
the bacon
it's
lattice.
funky.
yeah. It was bizarre.
So we also like to kind of end the episodes with a little mommy mode, okay? So because this is called Tell Your Mom I Love Her. And mommy mode's like our wisdom time, okay? So if you guys have any sort of, and this is true shit, you know, we're silly and stuff, but we like to kind of, sometimes we'll lately it's been entering the episodes just because the world's heavy.
Because we're sad boys, right?
We're very sad. We want pussy and we just can't, you know.
Can't have it.
We can't have any of that.
On a diet.
Yeah, not like you guys. You guys fucking are all lucked out with
Slay.
you got your fucking girlfriend, Tyka, you got your wife, Donnie. It's like, okay, me and Austin are just lonesome. He's mostly red. I'm just a little red.
Both left-handed.
Both left-handed reds, dude. See, we've got some, you know, we got our thing and you guys got your thing, you know.
Makes me so sad.
So you guys have the girls, we got the red. We do mommy mode. So if you'd like, I can start something off, or Austin can, or if you guys would like to take the reins, go for it. Some sort of wisdom parting kind of. You feel me?
Well, I know that you can't, you know. No, I can't say that right now.
That's okay.
Yeah, we'll cut that out.
It's already cut out. Most of what you said.
My thing
This
is,
Your mic's not on.
Mine's not.
my mommy mode.
Is it really not?
No, it is. I'm joking.
Oh shit!
You're
Dude,
not.
I've had a lot of drink. This is the most drinks I've had in a long time.
You and I don't know each other well enough for me to. I'm very dry. You're so recorded, man. I promise.
Ah shit!
Yeah, I didn't believe Stewie at all.
Idiot, Donald. Idiot.
My mommy mode is very simple,
Okay.
and this week I want to challenge the 3 listeners to have empathy with people, because I'm tired of people not having empathy, and I don't agree with a lot of different political stuff or whatever, but I just can't stand when it's the constant, this guy's so stupid. It's like, just stop.
Yeah.
There's a better way to do this.
I think
Have
the
empathy.
world needs more empathy.
The world
in
needs
general,
empathy
man.
right now,
Fuck yeah.
and our mommies need empathy, and
Empathy and acceptance.
yeah,
Yeah.
and just listen, slow down, be empathetic.
Dude.
That's it.
I completely agree. I met a girl named Empathina once.
Really?
She was a bitch.
Really?
It didn't make any sense. Yeah. Empathina. Yeah. I don't know why she was named that. Anyway,
Damn.
Tyka, what you got?
I don't know, man. That's hard.
Really?
Yeah.
You're wise as fuck. What are you talking about?
No, I'm not.
Draw on some life experience. Come on.
No, man. I think to concur with Austin about empathy. Like,
Yeah.
I totally agree. But also, I just think that, you know, people just need to be more aware of what's happening around them, man.
Yep.
Stop sourcing information through one little meticulous little app, if you will.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And just,
Tinder.
you know, study a little bit more, but also, come on, man, like, get your mind right, dude. Why do you got to be stuck on your phone half the time?
Yep.
Get the
Put it
fuck
away.
out there, dude. Like,
Yep.
go for a hike, go camping, do some mushrooms, man. Maybe drop acid. I don't fucking know,
You
but
want to go disc golfing tomorrow? We can.
yeah,
Oh.
I'd be down.
Oh fuck.
But the
man.
thing is, just like,
I would love to.
yeah, dude, like, I don't know, like,
I don't have a disc, but you have
I
actually.
got plenty of discs. I got like 40
We can
discs.
invite Ronald from Undertow. He's
yeah,
avid.
he loves.
Avid
to-
frother.
Actually, Ronald and I have played together.
Yeah?
Sorry to cut into mommy time.
you're good, you're
Ronald
good.
and I,
No,
like,
this is important.
I'm teaching. I was trying to teach Ronald how to putt because he can drive.
His birthday was yesterday, by the way.
Was it?
shit.
Yeah,
Fuck that guy.
Happy birthday.
I always thought he was like very.
He's a Leo.
I guess.
He acts like a bitch.
Ooh.
I don't think he's a bitch. I
Remember when
just,
we were talking about empathy?
I just think
I'm
I just-
empathetic towards a bitch, just like
he is
Empathina.
he's very socially sensitive.
He's got some big
dude.
arms, man. Like,
Dude, that
he's
dude's
got
buff.
guns.
I'm
dude's
I'm
buff.
joking. If Ronnie was here, I would have said that to him. He knows.
I
I'm
would
joking.
I would definitely tell Ronnie to go fuck himself right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the sweetest guy ever.
And he'd be like, "What?"
He's an old coworker.
Ronnie's so.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's.
He'd be like, "What?"
Ronnie's
loves
like,
video
I don't know
games
how to
and-
control shit. Like, Ronnie, you're throwing it this far. Just aim.
Yeah.
And that dude's fucking handsome as fuck.
Yeah. He's a good-looking
He's
guy.
like
He's
the white Tyka.
No, dude. If anything, he's like another Stewie.
So we have Empathy and we have Put Your Phone Away by Tyka.
yeah. There we go.
Put your phone away. Put on a fucking vest with a bunch of pockets and take a hike.
I just think that like more people need to start understanding, you know, how little we are in the universe, and
Yeah.
and as some things do make sense and very little does.
We're the same everywhere, man.
Yeah, and exactly, it's not
Yep.
seeing people who they are. I mean, for what their skin color is, but just understanding the minds of our humanity, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
I don't know, man. It's tough. I can get deep into it, but at the same time, I don't want to.
You know what's actually interesting?
We'll do
is,
that next time.
The last few weeks I started traveling a little more for work and pleasure.
That sounds like an innuendo, but for sure.
But I think surprisingly, seeing in so I went to Fort Worth, like rural 2 hours,
Fort Worth, like Dallas.
Yeah.
got me.
Yeah.
and I was like in a remote little ranch town, and then I was just in fucking Grand Rapids and Charlotte this last week.
You were in Charlotte too?
Yeah.
What?
Mhm.
You know my family lives there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
So you went from Fort Worth all the way to South Carolina?
I was in Fort Worth a
No,
couple
no,
weeks
no,
ago.
Charlotte. Where's Charlotte?
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I got mixed up with Charleston.
Yeah.
Oh, you're good, dude. It's all good.
It was crazy though to see
Cassie's dad has restaurants in Charlotte. Anyway,
that. And
my bad.
Anyway.
I'm in trouble. I said
it was
interrupted.
I think it was just crazy to see like even the whole like pandemic / mask thing, like, and just kind of thinking about how the world is on such a same page right now, but
Yeah.
also not.
Hmm.
Like, it's so weird. The contrast is bizarre. It's like you're in a remote fucking ranch in Fort Worth, like outside of Fort Worth, where they've had like 40 cases of COVID and it's still
Yeah.
like mask up, right? And then you go to Charlotte and Grand Rapids and obviously Phoenix, and we're on the same page about that, but then there's so many people that are not.
On Facebook, they are. On Facebook,
Not even the mask thing, though. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
how the world is actually, like, we're all on board with this, except for everything else.
Yeah, it's very strange.
And that's why I think Empathy and Put Your Phone Away is a great
Totally.
combo.
You know, I think there's a lot of value to the put the phone away thing, and like they both of those they can like we can rabbit hole down both of them and they tie in together, you know,
There's
because
just so much overload of information, and we don't know what's real, what's not real, and
you don't have 6
That's
hours.
There's
of
always-
fat-
there's always gonna be
earlier
someone
about
on the
going
other
to
side.
Doctor. We have time to go to the doctor now, and we just end up realizing how fucked up we really are. Like,
yeah.
you need time to heal,
Yeah.
man, and to be put on the forefront of everything and being thrown all this fucking bullshit,
Yep.
antagonized, bigotry, fucking propaganda, and hurt fucking facts.
On
Yeah.
all
How
sides.
do you even go about even comprehending that? And
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
had that conversation earlier about trying to comprehend it, and you can't.
Yeah.
And what you need to do is fucking put that phone away
Yep.
and find a better mental health for you as an individual than
Or
it
at
is
lea-
for the masses.
At least put
Yeah.
social media away. I'm on a week without
But honestly,
Instagram.
who's on their phone that's not on social media? Like, how much of our phone time is spent on social media?
Not any now.
And that's really
and
great.
but
Coming
it's
back.
also hard.
Yeah.
It's like we're sort of born and bred to be attached to something physically to look at.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
it's,
and right-
it's,
I
it's
think,
in our nature
um,
now. We're like evolving ourselves to be that way. And
Yeah. And I
and
think
It's an addiction.
no one's to blame for that.
no, no one's, yeah, for sure. No one's to blame. And I think the biggest thing, like, for me is, damn it, I totally just lost my train of thought.
All good.
Um,
5 seconds.
But with, damn it. What the fuck was it? What? Yeah.
too much time from work and pleasure.
I know.
Too much time.
Oh
No,
god.
Say
it's-
Fort Worth? No, I'm about to find you.
Yeah. I think,
Instagram, you're
Charlotte.
addicted. Who's on their phone more? Instagram.
yeah, I think,
It's-
actually, so that's why I love, I mean, the last 3 days I was on 6 different flights because nowhere flies direct anymore. And I love, the irony is, like, the guy I travel with, he's like a workhorse. He's the partner of and founder of the company I work for. And he is on his computer working the whole time on the plane, and I just pass out. And totally going to the gym right now, but I was upgraded to first class twice on this last trip. And like they serve alcohol in first class, not anywhere else on the plane.
For free.
Nice.
What's that?
For free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. First class is tight.
I fly a lot for work.
Nice.
And so like even
you probably get upgraded for some of those like American. I think American.
Yeah, I'm on American.
Yeah, so if
Strictly
you get to
American.
that third level, you get to upgrade for free. It starts every year.
Yep. So before
Sick.
this shit happened, before March, I had like already hit gold status on American.
Oh man, you gotta get to that platinum, and you get free automatic upgrades.
Yeah. So but the cool part right now is like even being on gold right now, I'm like a couple flights away from platinum, but they upgraded us to first class. Like I literally was like scanning my thing, and they're like, "Oh, we actually upgraded you to first class."
Just get a ticket, and it's been my it's a stupid dream. I don't know why, but I just think Casey Neistat always flies like
Yes.
the Emirates.
Yep.
I was like, how cool would it be just to get one time flight just on like the Emirates first class
Yeah.
in one of those suites,
No, we're the same, dude.
whichever one of the threes it would be.
I've
The
gotten to
fuck
go
are
to
you
an
talking
Emirates.
So
about?
Casey Neistat is one of the.
He's the original vlogger.
He's the original vlogger. He's made some great videos with the New York Times as well. He talked about he got a ticket not riding in the bike lane. And the bike lane isn't necessarily safe in New York City. So he made a video of him physically running into things to show how unsafe it is. He also made a video of how quick it is to steal someone's bike. He stole his own bike in different locations and places. He showed how much people don't care and how quick you could get away with stealing a bike. And he used 3 different tools. He also had one of his producers. He showed him. He was like, "Hey, I have this black guy here. He's gonna steal the bike." Because it's just the way some of those standards are.
Yeah.
And the cops stopped him on the third one when he had like a power saw and explained the whole situation. But he also gets paid. He works with brands like different airlines, Nike,
Flat Pringles.
Yeah, Flat Pringles.
He does a lot of tech review. He is the original vlogger.
Like him and Marquez Brown
Keystone
are like
Light.
our boys. And he does all the tech stuff too. But
Yeah.
Casey Neistat has like the $14,000 airline flight because Emirates always fly really well in those first class suites.
Yeah.
Like you can shower.
Yeah, you can
Yes,
schedule time.
I'll show you it. You can shower.
It's one of them planes that's got the big old fat nose.
Well, those
True story.
international planes are like that, but Emirates is like a whole nother
When-
level.
Oh wow!
when
it's like,
Salt Bay became a big
his
thing.
He took his
Yeah.
fucking drone off in his cabin. Like these are apartment suites.
I'll show.
on a plane.
We'll show you it. When he was
Yeah.
when he
Pull-
was
pull
Salt
me-
Bay was a
pull me in
big
little
when
bit.
Salt Bay became really big in America. A lot of YouTubers made a bunch of videos because they could fly first class through Emirates and make a video about this is insane. I'm showering on an airplane and then go to Salt Bay's restaurant in Abu Dhabi where Salt Bay was. Like I'm getting served by Salt Bay.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing. I like.
Yeah,
I watch
Like
a
a
lot
rich flex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
rich flex, but okay.
Yeah.
I got to go to an Emirates lounge in Hong Kong.
How was
actually.
it?
It was
they
insane.
they style you out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man.
Like a full-on complimentary Kobe restaurant. You know, like
You don't pay
Yeah.
for you don't pay for alcohol. You pay for check.
you don't pay for anything.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They serve also like
Whores.
23-year Glenlivet. You can have as much as you want.
And you pour yourself.
yeah.
You told me about that.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Fucking
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck?
Oh dude.
Me,
You
and,
get, like,
me and Tyka are like.
they give
fucking
you gift
the
bags.
poor.
Like actual gift bags. I will show you these videos. I cannot wait to show you this.
Damn.
This is my goal.
What the fuck?
I'm as a Southwest bitch. I'm way too tall for
Dude,
that
I
shit.
love South. I fly Southwest. I like
tall are
don't
you?
sleep. I'm like 6 foot.
I was gonna say you're like sick.
I don't sleep and I just sleep on the plane, then I leave.
Yeah, I sleep really well on planes.
Ugh, I don't. Yeah, Southwest is okay. All right, we're gonna have to wrap this up in like let's give it like maybe 10 more minutes ish. Okay, I don't know if you got to your mommy mode thing.
You know, I just be aware and, you know, take time out of yourself and appreciate the small things.
Yeah.
I always worked a lot, and I didn't realize how happy my work really made me. No disrespect to anyone, but I truly love just working. It's just a fun thing for me. That's
Yep.
I respect the shit out of that.
always been something
It's
Because-
almost like enjoy the rest of this quarantine and this season because it will go back to normal at some point, and we're not going to have a time like this ever again.
It's a sabbatical, pretty much.
The world is getting a sabbatical,
Mhm.
and as much as I'm over it, we have to take it
Yeah.
it in.
I love it. I don't know. It's just thrilling to me, even though it was a lot of work. I always love just, working at the Gladly or working at doing hot sauce or pasta in the morning, and then
Yeah.
just always,
You got some snoring pasta in the fridge right
oh
now.
yeah,
Some
love it.
fusilli.
and I would just and have a pop up on the side of it too, just be stressed out at the same time. I loved it. Even I got a minor car accident last.
Oh, I
Pretty
remember
much
this.
last year, yeah. And it was a Wednesday I got hit, and I was okay. Thankfully, the kid rear-ended me on 16th Street in Camelback, and by Friday I was back to work, and I was in a lot of pain, but I was like, it's still fun to me to work. Although it probably wasn't the best thing because I had a pop-up on that. There was actually your guys' pop-up, Tyka, at Ocotillo when we did it with everyone.
Oh yeah, I remember you were paired with Mitch. So
Yeah.
what?
No,
I just remember that. I just
That was a
forget-
good time.
Yeah.
You were one of the people, and so obviously we know who each other are and stuff. I don't know you that well, but you were one of the people that I know within that field of work that belongs there. You know what I mean? That's your fucking thing. Same goes for you, Tyka. But when it comes to someone like me and a few of the people I know that it was a means to an end.
Yeah.
I really am glad that a lot of those people are able to find what they really want to do. Because I'm super passionate about cooking and alcohol and just ingredients. I love plants and I love cool. I love finer finessed, artistic, food art essentially. I mean a cheese is a food art. It's just it's the finer things in life. But when it comes to that stuff, I realized that for me, I was settling, for the $70,000 a year or whatever you get as a bartender, and I got to the point where I was like, this is not what makes me happy, And so that's my lens. But you and Blaze, Faber, and Cassie are the three people on the top of my list who should be doing this.
I don't know. I like doing it. Cassie, I have a lot of respect for Cassie.
She's awesome.
She was. I haze her, but we kind of haze each other too.
Yeah.
Pretty funny.
We will. I want to have her on too.
I always say she's a star, and she just
She's just so sweet, man, and
She
she's
is.
just very helpful.
super talented.
Yeah, her dad's awesome too.
Yeah, really cool.
Really cool guy. Cassie's I don't know what the status of the place is right now, but she's the executive chef of Trotto. She's in Montana. Utah.
Oh, Idaho. Excuse me.
Same thing.
Yeah,
She's in Idaho.
It's
right now?
the Midwest of the West.
somewhere. Yeah, but I think for
Yeah.
me, going back to it, as much as I loved work and it was hard for me to kind of adjust, I've kind of gotten to disc golf, which I haven't gotten to do a lot.
I love that.
But I'm still kind of working on other stuff, and I see my wife a lot more now. I never used to see her that much, and
That's a really good thing.
it's been really great.
Yeah.
She's been having. We go to sleep at a normal time.
Yeah.
I forget. I don't even know what day it is, but it's nice that
It's Wednesday, Friday,
yeah,
Saturdays.
she comes home and I'm there, or vice versa. So it's pretty
Yeah.
nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Good for you, man.
Well, I love your guys' perspective. I love chatting with you guys.
yeah.
We
same.
definitely have to do this again. I already
Yeah.
know
Thank you
that.
for having us.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we need to do a follow up.
Throw up your handles.
You'll all be linked to
Oh,
Yeah.
it's snack fried rice.
Okay.
Snack Fried Rice for Donnie.
Snack fried rice.
Tyka, where you
It's Tyka Chheng.
Tika Chang.
And
I think-
TYKACHH.
I think you should go back
What
to-
was that again? Spell that again.
Yeah.
TYKA.
TYKA.
CHH.
Yeah. Go back
ENG,
to
yeah, two
go back to
H's.
two Changs.
I used to call myself Two Chengs on
That's
Instagram.
or Tika's Choice.
Tika's Choice.
That reminded me of a Nickelodeon's award show.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm like, this guy sucks. and maybe it's true. You actually do. Roasted,
He's not,
baby.
He's not wrong. He's
Like
not
the
wrong.
lamb we're about to eat. Yeah, really great pleasure having you guys on. Seriously.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, there's hours
time.
of conversation we could have, and I'm down to do a long one again.
God, we should do a fast food podcast. Come back,
yeah.
eat that Serrano's as well. Get some salsa from Macayo's. Fuck.
Yeah, just this like an eater article about different Serrano's restaurants.
Ah.
But yeah, we will definitely have you guys back, and pleasure.
Yeah.
In closure, I hope everyone has a great weekend. I'm gonna get this episode up probably it'll be Saturday when it's up, and I hope everyone. If you like the show, please share with your friends and
Share this shit.
Share this shit. Right now, Instagram's getting.
Tell your mom I love her.
Mhm.
Follow, please, on IG and all social media platforms.
Thanks, Doug.
Subscribe.
Yeah, we appreciate any subscriptions, and just I just want people to. We just need people to listen.
We just need people to listen.
All right.
If I was a woman,
Bye bye, everyone. I'd let you hit it for free.
Not into it.
I truly value.
Giving you a stronger and leaner look. Chisel, jawline. Don't feel like it's too late.
Tasty, huh?
Shit move out of the pool. We just need people to listen.